not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Yes, it is time for The Monty Show on Thursday, October 30th. You guys, October is over already. That means we are into Thanksgiving. That means that today is a big day on the show. We are raising money to feed hungry families this Thanksgiving season. I cannot tell you how difficult the conversations lately have been. Talking to the advocates who work very hard, work very diligently in our communities to feed hungry kids, to feed hungry families on a regular basis. And there is an urgent need, as you guys know, and being apolitical about it, the climate in this country right now, with where we are with funding SNAP programs that don't exist anymore. Families are really struggling as we head to the Thanksgiving holiday, and we want to raise money today, right now, for families that are looking for food, that don't have enough money to feed their families, their children. Let's put an end to that. Jim Brass with the Murray Children's Pantry is going to join us coming up in an hour to talk about it. But I got to tell you right now, right here, let's start raising money with the advocates. Advocates donations. Jake is going to personally donate a Battlefield 6 game. Family. We didn't really talk about that before the show. Jake, are you willing to give away a Battlefield game?
I mean, if that'll help people make money so they can feed their family, why not?
Jake's terrible at Battlefield. Are you any good at Battlefield, Jake? Yeah, I sit up there, dude, and I'm just, American sniper in this thing.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm solid. I'm not the best thing you've ever seen, but I'm solid.
I'm solid.
I'm solid.
Well, let's get it rolling right now. You guys, please get on Venmo. Suggestions to give away. Like I'm open to it. We usually give away Amazon gift cards because you guys tell us so often that you use Amazon. I grocery shop on Amazon. Now that I live in downtown Seattle, I grocery shop on Amazon. I buy household goods on Amazon. I am happy to help you. What can we do to raise money today? Get on Venmo. That's what you need to do. And then make sure you send a DM to Jake, little Jakey Two Shakes, who's wearing the same damn vest again today. Right? He's doing the show live from the Monty Cruiser 69.
That's right.
67676767. If one more person sends me a video of that, I don't know why you guys started sending me 6-7 videos. Family. Yeah, why are we? What is it about this 6-7 thing that has people sending me videos?
Why are you guys trying to be Gen Alpha, dude? That's not your place.
6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, bro. 6-7, 6-7,
dude. Oh man, I'm James, and I'm 6-7ing from the rectory. No, you're not. You're not.
No. We don't need that. But what we do need is to raise money for families and kids this holiday season. Nobody should be hungry. 1 in 6 kids in this country is hungry. And I know that, hey, all of our money is tight, right? I know that everybody is dealing with something. I'm not asking you for $1 million. I'm asking you for $10. I'm asking you for $5. Let's do what we can do today. Let's raise $1,500. I know we usually go far and beyond that. I know that we usually try to do like 5,000, but it's one day And I promise you, for instance, the Murray Children's Pantry, who's going to come on the show here in about an hour to talk about their plight. You guys, they really, really need it. Jim Brass, you're going to hear how difficult it is to feed hungry people right now. And in all seriousness, if it's $1, if it's $5, get on Venmo right now. Advocates donations on Venmo. Whatever you have, we really appreciate it. Jake, what should we give away today?
I mean, I think we just should stick with old reliable. You know, the formula that's worked, it's tried and true. Amazon gift cards, best take in the comments section is going to win it. It's not about the amount. Just do whatever you can. More is better, but whatever you can do. And the winner, depending on the amount, we may even do 2. But we're starting with 1 Amazon gift card given away.
So we're doing a $100 Amazon gift card.
Sure. Yeah.
$100 Amazon gift card.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Happy to do it. It will not be going to TCU James, who is not a fan of Skrilla. I don't really know what Skrilla is, so apparently I'm not a fan of Skrilla either.
Are you suggesting that's where 6-7 came from? Because I'm not going to pretend to know where this 6-7 wave came from, bro.
No clue. Lopes fan Gabe. Little Lope is Gen Alpha, and those kids are already over 6'7". There was this video. I don't even remember the guy's name now. This video of this fat kid who takes a bite out of a Snickers bar.
He's got a condition.
Yeah, this kid who should be looking. Never mind. This fat kid who's got to be like 10 years old takes a big bite of a Snickers bar and he goes 6'7". And it's just burned on my brain now. Like, it is what it is. But he told me yesterday everyone is looking forward to the great meme reset of 2026, whatever the hell that is. See, we get into these conversations and I feel entirely old and out of touch because I still don't understand why 6'7's even a thing.
What does it even mean? What does that even mean, dude?
Well, the real Texas State James says, just learned Texas is a state, now a fan. There you go. Oak State James is
the real
fan of Texas
State James.
Hook 'em, James.
Bro, look at the picture, too.
Yes. He's got now you can see in the picture there, James has pictures of Texas State stickers on his car now.
Team, dude. 7th best team in Texas, man.
Brother, you know.
Yeah.
Video of some drunk frat boys bugging a young reporter doing her live bit, and one kid was screaming it like life and death. I don't get it.
Ask the A word if she knows what that means.
Hey, Alexa, what does 6'7" mean?
67 is a prime number that comes after 66, before 68. Recently, 6 to 7 has also become a popular TikTok chant used as a joke or call and response.
A popular TikTok chant.
In other words, we still don't know what it means.
I have no idea what that means.
The 6 to 7 chant comes from rapper Skrilla's song Doot Doot and went viral after being used in basketball player LaMelo Ball's highlight videos. It's now a popular TikTok phrase used as a fun, catchy expression.
Bro, homegirl is a boomer big time, dude.
Would you like to know more about rapper Skrilla?
No. I'm fine. And the fact that Alexa, I'm sorry, Alexa, no. The fact that Oak State James knows what Skrilla is. Okay.
TCU education coming in handy.
Bye, Alexa. Local businesses are putting it down here in my city to support Lost Snap. Thank you for your work, Monty. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, people are really struggling. I do have people reaching out to me saying, hey, are you any chance you guys are picking a family to support? My brother I had one guy tell me about his sister whose husband is in the military. Just so many people. I'm telling you. TJ Beck, hello. North Face Jake.
Right.
Steely says North Face puffy vest.
Bro, she won't shut up now.
Alexa, stop listening. Thank you. Phil Benzer. Yeah, seriously. Since Monty is now in the Northwest, is he the second great show wizard to Kansan? Sure. Clownzano. Sure, man. Are we going to need Rosetta Stone for Cajun Speak today? I think we probably will. I think we probably will.
We'll get to dude.
You know, the college football guy. Okay. That college football. I can't read. I can't read. Michigan caught lying. Must be a day that ends in Y. Seriously. What do you guys make of this Michigan story? I didn't think it was possible that more death and destruction could be left in the wake of the University of Michigan. But today we find out that Central Michigan got punished for the Connor Stallions sign stealing operation. And am I wrong? And you guys be the judge, but I feel like Central Michigan was punished far more severely than Michigan was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's remarkable to me that when you start looking at this stuff and you start to understand that these kind of punishments for Central Michigan are devastating. 2 years of probation, $30,000 fine, plus 1% of the budget for the football program. 2 years show cause for Jim McElwain, who retired, but you know why he retired, right? A suspension from 30% of football regular season contests during the season of the show cause period. And then these coaches, and it's wild to me that then we find out that it was Jake Costner who allegedly and apparently orchestrated the whole thing.
Sign stealer guy.
The whole thing. And I'd love to understand how on earth did we get here when you have a situation where you just don't, because you're trying to cheat. You are so desperate to win. And you look at these allegations and you feel like, well, dude, what are we supposed to do with this now? Because Jake, I feel like Jim McElwain's reputation, whatever it was, you feel like Jim McElwain's reputation is completely destroyed here.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think that Jim it's the running joke, right? If your name is Jim and you coach football in the state of Michigan, you're an embarrassment. You're a joke. You're the worst of the worst. And I think that, you know, I they're pretty clear here that Jim McElwain wasn't directly involved in getting Connor on the sidelines, but obviously it's people close to him, and so obviously he's responsible.
So wait, are you saying that whether or not Jim, the head coach of the football team, knew that it doesn't matter, he's responsible?
Yes, that is what we are saying.
That's what you're saying.
Even though sign stealer guy was a lone wolf, right? And Matt Weiss was a lone wolf.
Lone wolf.
I mean, hell, even the cheeseburger cook was a lone wolf.
Lone wolf.
Jim had nothing to do with that. So
lone wolf.
You know, I just sit here and I say, like, it's everyone being upset that CMU got punished harder than Michigan did. I'm not surprised, right? I mean, CMU's an easy victim. It's easy for the NCAA to drop a bomb on them because they weren't relevant anyway. They weren't affecting the CFP. They weren't, doing anything on the football field that was somehow groundbreaking.
I'm really surprised by that. I am really surprised. I feel like this is one of those things, just looking at the way that this has played out. I'm not surprised Michigan was involved in this at all, because I feel like Michigan is a university that is run by and supported by a lot of scumbag losers. I just think that's their way of life. That is your existence. as long as Jabba the Fat Ass Manual is there, that's what this university's athletic department is about. They're going to lie. They're going to cheat. And they're going to do whatever it takes to win the most minuscule of athletic contests possible.
Cheating, lying, and then playing the victim.
And I think that it is remarkable to me the number of coaches who have had their legacies destroyed. And Michigan fans like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What? We won the championship. Well, the truth is, here's another university that was destroyed, because if we're really telling the truth, Michigan's never going to recover from this scandal. Michigan is now a university that has no ethics. Michigan is now a university that has no morals. Michigan is now a university who you cannot believe anything that they say, because all they've done, according to the Committee on Infractions, is lie through their teeth, which we knew. We didn't need them to tell us that, but it's officially on paper now. Like, that's all this is. This is just the continuing storyline that Michigan and the University of Michigan and all those affiliated with it and all who support it are a bunch of scumbag losers who only tell lies. That's what this is.
Yeah.
And now you look at Central Michigan and you look at Connor Stallions, who according to, the Committee on Infractions and reporting about it, Connor Stallions was given coaching gear and clothing and access to the sideline and was attempting to steal signs from Michigan State, who was across the field on that night. And you wreck the careers of pretty much everybody listed in these two paragraphs to allow him to do that. And I'm just saying, was it worth it? Was it worth it? And I believe that Michigan fan will tell you, well, we had nothing to do with that. Sure you didn't. Just because Jim McElwain used to coach there, just because he's very close with everybody in that program, just because they were all very close to Connor Stallions to the point where he was given free clothing and given access to the sideline. Yeah, you guys had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely nothing. No effect on Jim's career coming to an end early. Right? Because he's not the one that went to the NFL and started coaching again, right? He's done. He retired. So I saw this and I just felt like, we've been saying I told you so on this for, it's got to be a year and a half, right? Long time, right? Like, this is going on 2.5 years now or whatever it is. Like, this is not new, and I think that it bothers me again that the situation bleeds into other programs. It's one thing just to try to steal signs against your opposition. It's another to get people fired or force people to resign or retire early or whatever. Like, that's just not ideal, man. So I don't know. I don't know what else you say about it other than this can never happen again. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if the new body or this new disciplinary body that's coming out, will be able to act more harshly in the future on this. But I absolutely agree that CMU got hit way harder than Michigan did.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And the question that I ask Michigan fans all the time is, how do you support this behavior? How do you stand behind a university who lies, who cheats, who disgraced and embarrassed you? How do you wear a Michigan sweatshirt proudly these days? How do you do that? You're such a bunch of scumbag liars. And if you support that university, you too are a scumbag. I don't understand how you do it, because you defrauded college football. You could not beat anyone. And your great American hero, Jim Harbaugh, could not beat anyone. And then all of a sudden, we just started kicking everybody's ass. Well, we had better coaches and better players. You know what the sad thing is? What I always say, you had better players than pretty much everybody else. But you were so poorly coached. Shocker, what's happening now? You're so poorly coached, you can only beat the lesser teams you play. Like, it's just history repeating itself.
Yes.
And now we know that Sharon Moore, who is now withdrawn his appeal and admitted to the things that he did during the sign stealing scandal, we now understand that he covered it up. He deleted text messages. Don't know how do you spin this that, oh, Connor Stallions was a lone wolf. How was he a lone wolf? Now that you've withdrawn your appeal, how was he a lone wolf?
Yeah, I don't know how you as a Michigan fan run from this anymore. And it's not something that I'm looking to like hold over Michigan fan per se, but I would just love for Michigan fan to say, yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, this did happen. We did do this. And now there's evidence of it. And yeah, we need to figure out a way to move on in proper fashion. We need to figure out a way to I don't know if you ever put this behind you per se, but put it behind them, right? Like find a way to just kind of, and that to me, starts with Sharon Moore, but then goes all the way through that staff and all the way up through the president's office. Obviously, Santa Ono's already gone, but Jaba's still there. So you still have changes to make. You still have shades and feathers of that time in your program sitting there in the day-to-day doing God knows what with your program. And so it's hard for me to feel bad for Michigan at this point, because if it was me in that position and I was a chancellor at that school, I just said, this is totally unacceptable. What are we doing? We're Michigan. Like the level of ethics and morals and character and the way we go about doing it should be like way the hell up here. And we're like under the table at this point. Like, how is this okay? How are we not? How was Jim not fired as soon as we had all the evidence? Because they've had all this evidence for how long, right? Like these guys have known for how long, and nothing's been done about it in terms of who's still working there and who's not.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that Sharon Moore is the head football coach there, and Jabba the Manual is still the athletic director there, and Jim Harbaugh is making a ton of money, and he's off to the NFL. I just thought this is, Steely, exactly right. Yeah, Connor Stallions throwing his phone at the bottom of the lake. Yeah, it's not. Who doesn't do that? Here. Who doesn't do that? I was done with that thing. It's one of those stupid razors. Who did? New iPhone. Who dis?
Yeah,
right? Like that's what
plan. Big deal.
It's so ridiculous. And yeah, we could go on and on. Mike Smith, Jake with the puffy vest is now puffing out his chest in order to rip Michigan. LFG.
Stay hard.
Have you lost weight yet, Jake?
Nope.
Still fat, huh?
Haven't weighed myself. Don't know if I've lost weight. Probably haven't.
Okay. Michigan went from the penthouse to the outhouse. Truth. Joey Harper, when your scandals in your football program and your basketball program, when do you start blaming the AD? Who knows what other athletic programs are corrupt at Michigan? Who knows? Because there are other ones. Right? Connor was no lone wolf McQuaid. Exactly right. Connor Stallion stole my look. Sorry, Tone. Time to shave the mustache.
Hey, Tone.
You guys, you still can't see it. You don't even. You guys, you there's hair. With all due respect, I promise. Ask your mom. It's there. You just
working
can't.
on it.
Yeah, it's so annoying. You just can't see it. Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised. Go watch a Michigan show. They claim everyone does it. Yeah, I guess. That's the number one thing you hear. Oh, Jim Harbaugh didn't know. And by the way, everybody, Ryan Day's brother is a private investigator. Oh, yeah. Everyone does it, Monty. Cole Beasley stole signs. Like everyone, I don't know why I said it like that.
Mika, big boo.
Michigan fan probably feels like they woke up and found out their kid is a serial killer.
Well,
he was such a nice boy.
Family.
Heard they were having a sale on Michigan Computer Lab T-shirts.
I mean,
exactly.
probably, dude. Probably.
Yeah, and it is, Scoop. It is this is a stain on this university that will not go away until Ward Manuel's not there anymore. Hire somebody with morals. Hire somebody with ethics. Hire somebody who didn't fix the college football playoff last year to give Ohio State the most difficult run to a championship, which they validated their greatness with one of the greatest runs we've ever seen. And then your cohorts at Happy Ending Valley, the Knuckle Deep Boys, got run by the first good team they saw. But you keep doing you, job of the manual. You and average ass Sal are match made in heaven, right?
Seriously.
Please. Connor's such a bad guy. He got not one, but 2 schools in trouble. It's wild. It's absolute. Yeah, I don't know, Steely. How do you support this fraud school and its administration? How is Ward Manuel still employed? And I'm asking
I have
seriously.
No idea.
How is Jabba the Ward still employed? I have no idea. No idea. Everyone go steal signs and hit the like button. Yes, please. Hit the like button. We always appreciate you guys doing that. Appreciate everybody on X. Make sure you follow Jake, SLC Jake. You still have not given yourself a new name.
We did not produce. Say goodbye, Jake is still in the lead. We haven't produced another option.
Sega by Jake.
Say goodbye, Jake.
Like Sega Genesis?
No.
Okay. We got to do better than say goodbye, Jake. You know, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. It's fine. SLC Jake, or you can follow me, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. TCU James. So any school I root for loses.
Yes.
Yes. Every school you root for. Have you sent an apology text message to John Stone yet? Does he realize that you're the reason he's at where he is? That he's at the human car wash? You know, but I mean, there's so many Preston, don't call me John Stone stories in your life, dude. Like Baylor, TC. We could go on. Baylor, TCU. How many quarterback careers have you ended? Who's ended more careers, Connor Stallions or TCU James?
Well, I think this is a discussion because we've certainly got Manischewitz. We've certainly got Clean Cut. We certainly have
Manischewitz.
We certainly have like 3 or 4 quarterbacks at Oak State, depending on how many you want to put on James's list. So I'm going to go with 3 just to be conservative. So right there, we're at 5. Then we've got Baron Morton. Then we've got Josh Hoover, obviously. We then have Sawyer Robertson. I believe at one point, Devin Dampier was in the mix.
Oh, James.
I'm trying to help, but you wouldn't read the rest of the post. But as a Notre Dame fan, I get it. You are not a Notre Dame fan. You're claiming to be a Notre Dame fan now?
Now he says he's a Notre Dame fan.
No.
Y'all about to fuck this up.
No, James.
Yeah, he says he's a Notre Dame fan now.
Dude, you are not. No.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
You know, so any school I root for lose. What's the rest of the post?
So wait, now you're a Michigan and a Notre Dame fan.
I don't understand. I'm so confused. Connor Stallions probably works as an undercover ICE agent hacker now. Could be.
Right.
Could be. Absolutely could be. It's Jake from the Morty Show.
Right.
Yeah. Daily reminder that BYU is winning in spite of Bear Bachmeier, not because of him. Well, why would you say that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean? I would not say they're winning in spite of Bear Bachmeier. I mean, I wish he threw the ball better. I mean, we'll find out in 2 weeks, but hey, is what it is. Cocaine Bear laughs at the non-believer infidels. Okay. Yes, please root for the Blue Chick, bro. The death and destruction that TCU James inflicted on the Chicago Cubs He did the same thing to the Dodgers because
Absolutely.
Did they bring their bats to the World Series or no?
No. Nope.
Do they? I mean, the Dodgers do know they have to hit the baseball, right? They're not trying to swing and miss. They're trying to.
I don't think that they know
make
that, bro.
contact.
Yeah, I don't think they know that.
Where is their offense gone? They're at bats, and I say this. I said this about the Cubs for June, July, really July, and then all of August and most of September. Do you guys know how to put a professional at bat together when your name's not Nico Horner? And now the Dodgers are doing the exact same thing. Scoop says, James. Exactly right.
Yeah, everybody just yell James's name. That's what we need, dude. That's the energy we need.
I just want everybody to put in the comments section, damn it, James. Say it. Is James just now realizing he speaks death of players in school programs? He still does not believe that he has a tombstone.
Sometimes I think I just say shit. Sample comes out of my mouth.
Yeah. James, become a Houston fan this weekend, and hopefully West Virginia will keep it within 14 to 21 points. Bro, I was riding in the elevator. I had another Neil Brown needs fired laugh today with a West Virginia fan. There was this old man, and he adopted this dog from Korea. You figure it out. He adopted this dog from Korea, and he had on a backwards corduroy blue West Virginia hat with the yellow WV. And I jokingly said to him, hey, man, did you get that hat from Neil Brown? And dead seriously looked at me and he goes, I hope they fire him.
Bro.
And I said to him, well, they did fire him. Rich Rodriguez is the head coach. Oh, I don't pay attention to football anymore. We suck.
That's what fucking ticks me the fuck off.
I was like, what?
Bro, bitter much, dude?
What?
Bitter much? Holy crap, bro.
It is a rough life. It is rough.
That is incredible. Wow, I don't watch them anymore. We suck. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, look at it. King of Thailand, dude. You're 12 days away. Aren't you moving on November 11th?
Yeah, he had commented that he finally sold his car, I believe.
You sold? Wow.
Which is like the last piece. I think he said something like it's the last piece of the puzzle for him.
Let's go. Damn it, James. Mark Hales.
What's up, buddy?
Mark, good to see you. Dag nabbit, James. Damn you, James. God damn it, James. and on. James, you need to be a Chicago, but no, he does not. We have enough problems. James put the Mariners on the tombstone. He did put the Mariners on the tomb. Hey, have you seen that catcher's ass? God, I love that thing. Go M's. Okay.
It is what it is.
Is the all blue Mariners hat with the yellow, what do you call the fork thing?
The trident.
The trident. Is that a good looking hat? Jake and I were at a local hat store over the weekend. Was that this past weekend? I guess it was. And I couldn't do it. The trident's too small. Put James on mute.
It's small in person for sure.
At Grim Reaper James. Yeah. You should have said Mountain Mama, say hello, and bag tag the guy. Exactly right. Chad Perling, if someone adopted a dog from Korea, someone's missing a meal. Bro.
Dude.
Do you guys, Jake, is dog good?
What?
Is dog good?
What do you mean?
Well, because he's talking about people eating dogs.
Well, I don't eat dog.
You've never had it. You've never. Okay.
No.
Would you?
No.
What about horse?
Nah.
Donkey?
No. I'll just stick with cow.
But you're fine to eat a cow, but you won't. Why won't you eat a horse?
It just seems weird.
Well, it's not weird to eat a cow?
No, it's what we do.
What's the difference?
One's culturally accepted and one is not.
What the fuck is a dog? A dog is not culturally accepted.
Well, that's my point. That's why we don't eat dog. What do you mean?
But other cultures do.
That you know what? That very well might be true.
Why do we eat deer?
In James culture, if you want to go to Buc-ee's and get some dog, that's up to you, bro. I'm not doing that, dude.
Just for the record, Buc-ee's does not serve dog. Please don't fucking sue us. Thanks for that, Jake. Don't sue us, Buc-ee's. We know you don't serve dog.
That was a James bomb, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't. And then there's James. It's called Kgogi in Korea.
See, he confirmed that he's done it, dude. He is confirmed he's done it.
Okay. And so I'm asking for a friend. Is it good?
Is it good? Well, Monty, dude, in Korea when I had it, it definitely tasted like chicken.
Scope? What? Like, what are we? God damn it. No, you did not. No, you did not.
Dude, how, bro?
Dirac.
How? Chewy. Dude, Chewy. Bro.
It's not, I've never been to Korea. Oh,
okay,
shit.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
You just happen to know that they serve dog in Korea.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
I have served in the Army with guys who went to Korea. They said it was okay. So now you're I know because my friends, I should give you the Amazon gift card so you can get books about not eating dog. Straight off the roller, bro.
Yeah.
I am not. I have trouble eating red meat now. We went to a steakhouse last week.
God, it was good, dude.
I'm struggling to eat red meat. I'm not even I don't know if it's a Zepbound thing. It just is kind of gross to me right now.
Interesting.
I have no idea. Well, I'll like cheeseburger. Okay, I'll eat a cheeseburger.
But that's different than eating a steak.
I can't do a steak. Yeah. I can't do it. Why did you eat dog in Fiji, dude? Like, did you like it? Is it good? Like, I could never. Yeah. Dogs are better than humans. Never eat them. Never, ever eat them. Yeah. Dogs are the best of us. Amazon gift cards only make James more powerful at hexing teams. Well, we are giving away a $100 Amazon gift card today.
We do have a donation, by the way. We do have
a donation. Okay,
yes.
Tom Dean. Of course, it's Tom Dean.
Yes.
Tom, again, like a dog, Tom Dean is the best of us.
Yes.
Always good to see you, Tom. I appreciate that. What did Michigan lie about? Their enhancement procedure in the back of a Corolla. Tom!
Dude, that might be an instant winner right there, bro. That's the material I'm looking for in these comment sections, dude. Dude, that is great work, Tom.
Bro. A Corolla.
Enhancement procedures in the back of your Corolla.
That is so good.
Man.
See, and that's why Tom's a Monty Show legend.
Bro.
If you missed the non-sports stories of the day yesterday, this dude right here quite literally is doing penis enlargements in the back of or was until he got arrested. He'll give you a penis enlargement and he will put pearls in your hee-hoo. Your 2 inches of greatness. Tom with an epic bomb to start us off. Advocates donations. We're giving away $100 Amazon gift card. We are trying to raise money to feed families. It's just really tough, you guys, with these. It's great to be working in the community. I'm a big believer in giving back. I'm a big believer in trying to help the less fortunate. The enormity of need right now, it's overwhelming. I'll be straight with you. It makes me emotional to think about how much that I have. And when we talk about this, I tell you in my small apartment, I'm bitching about my small apartment. I live in 700 square feet of a condo in a high rise in downtown Seattle where I have over 100 pairs of shoes sitting in front of me. I'm the 1%er. But there are so many people who can't afford a North Face vest like Jake, who has 20 of them. There are so many people who can't afford the basic needs in life, and that includes food. And so every penny, including Tom Dean's $50, goes directly to help the hungry on this show today. Please don't give us memberships. Please donate on Venmo. Venmo is the best because it goes directly to the advocates. There's no delay. When you give us a tip, we don't, when you tip us or when you become a member, it's 45 days on hold. So it takes a long time to get that revenue. Yeah. So this is for Thanksgiving, which is now 3 weeks. Can you guys believe that? I mean, and I'm not even trying to be sensational. You guys understand that it is 1 week, 2 weeks. It is 4 weeks from today is Thanksgiving. That's what we have to deal with to get this money raised, and every penny matters. So I ask you, get on Venmo, advocates donations, right here, advocates donations. And then take a screenshot and send it to Jake. We'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card to end the show today. Damn it, Paulie Walnuts. Yes. Poor Jake out here getting left hooks out of nowhere.
So don't even think about messing with me.
Back in 1985, I did solo backpacking trip around the world. Bro, I stayed in a remote village in Fiji. Every morning there was a horse race on the beach for coconuts. A local dog ran out and was trampled to death. Okay. Later in the evening, the locals cooked up the dog. I was their guest, so I had to accept the food. I love dog and cats. Right, I know you love them, but do you love them more?
You ate the dog.
Let me ask you, do you love them more over medium or do you love them more well done? Was it good? Just answer the question.
Yeah, did you like it?
Answer the question. Mission Forward 3.
Tasty burger.
The older I get, the faster it seems time flies. Dude.
Facts.
Can you guys believe tomorrow is Halloween? I'm quite literally after the show today, I'm going to a haunted house here in Seattle.
You a haunted house guy, generally speaking?
No, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. But can you believe that it's already Thanksgiving?
Do you believe?
Probably better than squirrel. Oh, please don't eat. That's so not
gross, disgusting.
Chad Perling, I always told my graduating students, there are 2 things I wish for you, that you do well and that you do good. Amen to that. Like, I can't imagine. Oh, thank you. King of Thailand sent $50, boys. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I can't imagine what, and I say this all the time. What must it be like? What must it be like to be a parent on Thanksgiving morning when you don't have food to feed your kid that day? That's really tough. That's really, really tough. Better than raccoon? Bro, why would you say that?
Oh, fucking God.
Undefeated on the show. Sent in my donation. Thank you, TCU James. You're entered for the gift card. Jake, are you seeing these?
Yes. His donation was just loaded in.
Okay. Oak State James. Go Michigan. Come on.
Dilly.
I'm only rooting for one team. I love the TCU, Oak State, KC, Dallas, Horny Chiefs, Cowboys. See what he did? At least you played on yourself.
Yeah, see, now you're playing the part.
Now you understand your role on the show. And thanks, Jake. He also sent us a selfie with him and a bunch of his friends in the back of his.
Bro, James, look at the carbon fiber on the shitbox, dude. Isn't
Way to
that
go.
Nice? Wow.
That's not James.
Okay, I believe that we just
That is
got,
not James.
bro. I think we just got a donation that might be the all-time record for donations.
Really?
Yes, I'm trying to get it in here. Hang on one second.
How many times have you said that in your life?
Is it
I'm trying to get
21
it in,
times a month, Monty?
21. Can you do something for me?
Hey. Yeah, I really appreciate that you guys donate to the show. I really appreciate that you support our causes. I think you guys know the 5,000 people watching the show right now. We don't ask you to give money to us. All the subscribe, when you subscribe to the show, when you tip us in the comment section, all of that goes to lights, cameras. I had to replace an HDMI cable 2 weeks ago because just randomly the HDMI cable I use for my camera just stopped working. $39, right? Like your donations and your memberships go into a slush fund that really helps support this show. When we do these things and really it's always centered around kids being hungry and kids going back to school and needing help and Sub for Santas, stuff like that. We ask you not to donate to us. We ask you to donate to kids. We do not see this money ever. The advocates give this money directly to their community partners because, as I tell you all the time, the advocates, not only are they phenomenal injury attorneys, the advocates work in the community. They care about the people in their communities. TJ back for $500. TJ back for $500.
That may, I believe, if my memory is correct, be the single largest donation that we have produced.
Are you kidding me, TJ Beck? Are you kidding me? $500. Do you understand? And you're $500. And you look at 50 from Tom Dean, $10. And trust me when I say that's a lot of money for people. And James, I really appreciate that $10, dude. As much crap as we give Oak State James for being a fan of everybody, I understand how tight your money is, James. And I understand that you're somebody who works in service and it's really every dollar counts to you. And I really appreciate you support our efforts, man. I truly, and I mean that sincerely. James is a pastor. He's not somebody that makes $1 million a year like Jake. He can't afford to drive a Porsche 911 Turbo Carrera S like Jake does.
Dilly.
Or a Golf R, same thing. But the TJ Beck gives us $500. That is insanity, dude. I really appreciate that. I really, truly, that is so incredible. Your generosity, man. Thank you so much for supporting this show. And man, that's incredible. Yeah, dude, seriously. Great show, guys. Love the charity work. 500 is amazing. Scoop, I cannot tell you how much that 500 does. I gave my 1320 last week, and I appreciate that, bud.
Appreciate you, man.
I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's totally amazing. T effing J effing back. Yeah, amazing. I thank you. Thank you. Gonna assume TJ doesn't care about winning the gift card. Can the guy get a signed t-shirt or something? And by signed, I mean by James. Exactly right. That's right. TJ is legendary. Yes, he is. TJ is goated. Yes, he is. Tim, it's kind of in between.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't want to know what's in between or what that means. So
Butt buzzers right now, dude.
You do you. Thailand YouTube Premium is only 170 baht or $5.99.
Okay. Nice, dude.
Let's go.
Love it.
When are you leaving? When are you going? TCU James ain't a Kenneth Copeland. No, he's not. TJ Beck deserves a shout out. Yes, he does. From Dana, direct from the rectory. Dude, that you just donated $500. That's unbelievable. Do you know how many families that will go to support? How many people will eat? because you just donated $500. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not trying to be, and listen, I'm not downplaying, again, $50, $10. The donations you guys have made, that's $560 today in about the span of 15 minutes. That kind of donation is what changes the efforts and the energy that goes into being able to help families. Because I'm telling you now, and there's Jim Brass right there. Hold on. Well, hello. Well, Jim, you need to. Hey, there we go. We got to see the awesomeness, Jim. And by the way, let's put Jim in the middle. There we go. Jim, you showed up at the exact right time. Because let me do this. Because TJ Beck, one of our listeners, just donated $500, and you're the beneficiary of that.
I saw that. So, thank you.
You bet. What is tell us what you do, tell us what you're about, and what does $500 mean to you?
Well, I am the president of the Murray Children's Pantry. We feed children and their families every Tuesday from 10 until noon. And $500 will feed 10 families for a week. Wow. Breakfast, lunch, dinner every day for a week. It's amazing. And we very much appreciate that.
How difficult is it right now? Because I've heard stories. We talk about this, I feel like, on a pretty regular basis, the need of people and the way this country currently is spinning. But how difficult is your job right now?
It's frightening. Keeps me awake at night. We used to average 40 family boxes on a Tuesday in 2 hours. Last Tuesday we did 84.
Oh my goodness!
So we doubled. We did last year. We put out the equivalent of 112,500 meals. If we keep going at this rate, we'll easily pass 250,000 this year.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So it's with SNAP gone or going away, and food stamps being cut, and government employees laid off. We're seeing people who've never had to come and ask for help, and they're devastated.
Oh, wow. And so tell me, how does this whole thing work? So you guys put these boxes together. Who comes to you guys? Like, first of all, where do you get your funding? Where do you get your donations? Like, how does this all come together for you guys?
We get our donations from people who hear about us. We're getting donations from me right now, the advocates who are a huge supporter. But it's just our neighbors, our friends, businesses that hear about us, people who hear the message and are drawn to it. It's very humbling, really. Today the call went out that we need help, and the response, like you have seen, has been fantastic. So we get it. We don't do grants. I don't want to be tied to grants. If we deal with the money from the public, then we could go out and buy the foods that we need when we need them, and feed people the way we want to. No restrictions. We don't ask any questions. We're at 170 East, 5770 South. You drive up on a Tuesday from 10 till noon and tell us you need food, you're going to get food.
What is it like when you meet those families, or you see those people? Like, is it are they emotional about it? Like, what is their plight from your perspective, in your experience? What are they dealing with?
The new people we get are very emotional about it. They're embarrassed. There's often tears. And then there's a lot of relief when they find out, hey, I don't have to show ID, paperwork, or anything like that. And they get a week's worth of food for their entire family. We ask how many people are in the family. So a food box feeds a family of 4 for a week. If there's more than 4, we give them more food. And I'm telling you, it's a relief. And when they find out they can come back every week, it solves the problem that they found themselves in. And we're not dealing with homeless people. We're dealing with often your neighbors that you didn't know were going hungry.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, one of the volunteers comes in and says, I'm taking a box. I just found out my neighbor doesn't have any food, and they're too embarrassed to come in and ask.
Oh, I mean, that's and I obviously, as somebody that lives in Daybreak and I own a home in Daybreak, and to know that one in between 5 and 6 kids doesn't know where their next meal is coming from. You just drive down the street in any neighborhood, whether that's, Salt Lake, wherever you are. And you know those kids are. And when you say, well, it's your neighbor, and you're never going to know they need food because they're too embarrassed to tell you. I mean, it's people like you who change that. You're able to really, I think, do you recognize the impact you have on people like that? Do you ever stop and think about that?
Yeah, sometimes. I mostly stop and think about where am I going to get the money for next week. But yeah, you can't help but think about it, especially when you get that tearful hug from somebody because their kids haven't eaten in a week and now they can eat.
That's amazing. So when it's not the Advocates, is there a way that people can donate to you? Like, simply put, what is the best way to make a difference for the Murray Children's Pantry?
Well, our website is www.murraychildrenspantry.org. There's no apostrophe in children's. On there's 3 different buttons you can use: PayPal, Venmo, or Give Butter to donate. Or you can get food and drive it and bring it by the pantry on a Tuesday. We'd love to see you.
What kind of items do you need? What kind of food are we talking about?
Any kind of shelf-stable, unexpired food. We go through a lot of spaghetti noodles. We go through a lot of macaroni and cheese. So spaghetti sauce, cereals, pancake mix, canned fruit, canned vegetables, any canned goods. Because we try to put in breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a week for 4 people. And we try to have it as healthy as you can using shelf-stable foods. We actually went to a dietitian and they helped us put together what we're putting in a box. So
yeah.
And if you go on if you go to our website, the list of foods is there.
That feels like the weight of the world, man. Like, how are you dealing? How do you handle that? Like, how are you doing?
I do great. I have amazing volunteers. I have an amazing board. We have volunteers who show up every week, and when you watch them work, it's like a ballet. When we're putting out 80 boxes in 2 hours, they fill them, hand them to us, we take them out, and to see how smoothly that goes is amazing. And these are retired women who enjoy doing this because they see the benefit of their labors. Nobody's getting paid here. We're all volunteers. And we're doing it simply because we love what we do, and it's definitely needed.
Well, Jim, we really appreciate what you do because it is, man, the vision of the neighbor that you just don't know, the kid that you just don't know, your friend that you just don't know, the kid who comes home with your son to play in the backyard that you didn't know, is remarkable. Jim, I really appreciate it. We'll raise every penny we can for you, man. And I wish you the best, and sincerely, and I know a lot of people say it, but sincerely, thank you for what you do. You truly make a difference in people's lives, man.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having me back on again. And if ever in your busy life, you have a chance to drop by the pantry, we'd love to show you around. But
will do.
This means the world to us.
You bet, man. Thanks
All
again.
right.
Best of luck through the holidays as well. Jim Brass, the Murray Children's Pantry, you guys.
What else is there to say, bro?
That visual that he just painted, and look at everybody texting me about it. Like the visual that he just painted, it's your neighbor that you didn't know. I mean, that's the one that just grabs you, dude.
Well, just how much bigger the numbers are right now, right? I mean, we talk. I feel like, without even really trying, a couple times a week on the show, it comes up like through a commenter or some story or something that people are struggling. and to hear him talk about how if the pace keeps up, they're going to be eclipsing 200,000 meals, I mean, that's just crazy, bro. I mean, that's an obscene number. But it kind of speaks to the time that we're in, and I think that's what I'm saying. Like, with TJ today or any of you guys, like, yeah, I know that $500 is like a sexy number and it obviously makes a huge impact, but even the $5, the $10, right? Like any of it helps. And that's why I say, like, 9 days out of 10, we're on the show, we're having a great time, we're just doing what we do.
Yeah.
But the reality is, like, right now, we have 10,000 people watching the show. I mean, if we all just did $10, like, that would be
transformative.
Transformative, man. That would be, I mean, that would take care of people for who knows how long.
And yeah, really, seriously, anybody, and I know there's always new people on the show, the money does not come to us. That's why we have the Advocates Venmo up here, Advocates donations. We give away $100 gift cards. I mean, I am going to guess that TJ wants us to donate that money, which I'm happy to do that. And I'm happy to give $100 and then give somebody else a $100 gift card. Jim, it's guys like Jim Brass who have no reason other than their desire to do what he does, because what he does is not easy. Yeah, Scoop, that's exactly right. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. So I ask you again, the money goes 100% to donations. That money, or the money you donate, goes 100% to Murray Children's Pantry, back into the communities, back on the streets. Like, that's what I love about the Advocates. They do such a good time. They do such good work. And I just am so thankful that is what we're able to do. And if that's what we're able to do, you guys, if that's the minimum we're able to do, let's do it.
Yes.
And if it's $5, $10, I really don't care, because every dollar makes a huge difference, especially this time of year. Again, it is the neighbor you don't even realize that cannot feed their family or does not have, they're eating one time a day. And I told you, like, I had friends who would come to my house because they didn't have food. And I just hope that we can all come together and donate as much as possible. It is. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thank you to the Advocates. Cause I'm telling you, I know you guys think it's just because they're advertisers. It's truly not. They put so much money back onto the street. In all of the communities they work in, they are always doing charity work. They are always outreaching. It's just the DNA of that firm is to support the communities who support them. And they do such a good job doing it. And this is such a tough time, dude. Vast majority of people who need food are disabled seniors and kids. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the stuff that we don't see or don't understand. The plight of veterans in this country right now, the plight of elderly people and elder care, and the expense of health insurance in this country. Do you know how many elderly people in this country who cannot afford the basic necessities, who can't afford like, if this goes down and SNAP goes offline, which is food stamps, and if SNAP goes offline, and not if, it's going to, the devastation is going to be real. And I again, apolitically, I don't really care what your political belief is. Humans matter.
Yes.
So if you cannot donate money, other ways to give, time rides. Yeah, exactly. What a blessing when you hear it could reach over 250,000 meals given out.
Yeah, bro.
How wild is that? It is just incredible. So when a guy like TJ Beck steps up and donates $500, or a guy like the King of Thailand donates $50, or Oak State James or Tom Dean, like, that money, the reach that money has. That's why, hey, if you don't have it in your wallet, totally get it. But dude, if you've got $10, do it right now. Send a screenshot to Jake if you like, but donate on Venmo to Advocates donations on Venmo, and just put money for the kids, or, to feed the hungry, whatever you want to do. If you want to mention Monty, Monty, the Monty Show, Monty, that would be great. But if not, totally get it. Again, 12,155 people watching the show. Hey,
look
listen.
who's in the chat. Second from the bottom.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Jen. Good to see you, Jen Young from the Advocates. Thanks so much for all your donations. And talking to Jim, you can hear how much, just like the $600 we've raised today, how much that goes. We're just short of 50% of our goal in an hour, which is fantastic. So let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep doing the job, you guys, because
12,000 of you. Let's make an impact.
There's 12,000 of you watching the show. If everybody donated $5 or $10, if half of you donated $5 or $10 on Venmo, do it on Venmo. It goes right to the Advocates. Make it happen. All right. We'll keep pushing this forward. Let's move on. As always, the Monty Show, as I tell you, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. A crazy update about what's going on in LSU and the politics after this from the Advocates.
Injured in an accident? You may be entitled to a bigger settlement, up to 3.5 times bigger. Your initial consultation is 100% free, and we don't get paid unless we win your case. No matter the accident, we are here to help. The Advocates will fight for you because you deserve clarity, you deserve justice, you deserve guidance. You deserve an advocate. Contact us today.
The Advocates at theadvocates.com. I always tell you, the best injury attorneys in the business. And again, speaking of hard times, the Advocates don't ask you to reach into your pocket and, hey, give us a huge consultation fee. No. You don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case, because they understand that when you've been in an accident, maybe you got hurt at work, you were driving to work this morning, got hit by a semi-truck, or rear-ended when you were sitting at a light. You didn't deserve that. That's not your fault. What you deserve is somebody to give you clear, risk-free advice. Somebody to fight the fight that you're about to partake in. That's what the Advocates do for you. They fought the fight. They've won the fight. Get it today. Clear, risk-free advice when you need it most. And the best part is how you need it, when you need it, where you need it. In a hospital, at your home, on a video call. Right now, advocates.com. And I always tell you, you need somebody who understands the fight, because you can't trust your insurance companies. We've talked about this ad nauseum on the show. They're not working for you. You pay all your premiums, and then when you need them most, we can't cover that. The Advocates are going to help you fight that fight. Give them the claims process. You get back to the best version of yourself at theadvocates.com. Craziness. That's the only way that I can describe what Jeff Landry at LSU is doing. And we've talked about the openings in college football, whether it's Kyle Whittingham potentially retiring at Utah. You look at the big jobs that are going to open. LSU is one of the biggest jobs in the business. And yet somehow the governor is making it hard to fill that role.
Let's unpackage that. Let's talk about number one, there's a number of bad contracts that seem to have followed Scott Woodard. Okay. Number two, his agent and Brian Kelly's agent are the same agent. That's something else that's misinformation out there. I believe that Armstrong represents them both. I don't even know if Armstrong represents some of our players. In the legal profession, that is called a conflict of interest. How can I trust my athletic director, whose agent also represents some of the candidates that are out there? You would think that if the Board of Supervisors gave Woodard a list of 5 coaches that are looking to come to LSU, and 3 or 2 or one of those coaches is the same agent that he has, who do you think is going to make that list? That is a problem in college sports. Look, in the NFL, those agents are capped at 3%. I think in the MLB, they are. In the NCAA, there's no cap. And these are kids that we're dealing with. These are young people. Pat, it's time for the NCAA to start putting some guardrails around all this money.
That's not helping. I listen, I don't even think he's wrong. But when the governor of Louisiana is talking about how bad the athletic director at LSU is at his job. Jake, you can't tell me this is helping the hiring process.
No, and I think that, this conversation's evolving. So, like, initially when Brian Kelly was fired, that press conference happened where he roasted the AD and, went on that whole charade. And I think that we've graduated from that situation to now people beginning to understand that the LSU job from a football perspective is the top job open, right? Like, if you're just talking about coaching a football team, resources, total revenue running through the program, total profits running through the program, all of that good stuff, right? But the problem is that's not the whole picture. And we're getting to a point with this guy where it's beginning to turn into a thing where you're hurting the attractiveness of this job, in my opinion. I don't think anybody wakes up and is like, yeah, you know what, dude, Jeff, bro, gosh, I want to partner with you to run LSU football. Nobody in their right mind is saying that.
And then remember what he said yesterday about this job.
I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach.
Yeah, but then you ask the chairman of the board of directors, he's like, oh, wait, do what now?
Landry announcing today in a press conference that the Board of Supervisors will be heading that up. Do you have any response, any comment at this time?
No, I didn't know that.
Do you have any idea what the next steps might look like?
Next steps are we're going to go hire the best coach for Louisiana State University. I promise you.
Good answer, buddy.
Nah, I didn't know that, dude.
What do you mean? Are they talking to each other? Or it sounds like Governor Landry is just out of his mind. He's and again, and I want to play the bite again. He said this on that little itty bitty sports talk show, the Pat McAfee show.
Listen, emphatically, I am not picking the coach. That is not my job. The only reason I'm really involved, Pat, is because this contract that currently is between the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana State University system, and Brian Kelly leaves the taxpayers of the state on the bill. There's misinformation out there. People are saying, oh, no, the taxpayers aren't liable. They're not reading the contract. On Sunday, I had a meeting with the lawyers as they were talking about whether or not Brian Kelly was terminated, whether they were going to fire him. And all I cared about were the taxpayers of our state. And that contract binds the state of Louisiana. If we have to pay $53 million and somebody else doesn't step up to foot that bill, the state of Louisiana has to foot that bill. That is in the contract.
Oh, you're not helping.
After you said that, you went on your own Twitter account and posted highlighted transcripts from the contract itself showing that it's the state and Brian Kelly. So he's on this whole charade about how, hey, well, the taxpayers are funding Brian Kelly's buyout, even though that's total crap. Yes, technically the contract's between the state and Brian Kelly, but they have a donor that's paying Brian Kelly's buyout, and we all know that. That's been reported. Everybody knows that. So while, yes, is that donor a taxpayer in Louisiana? Potentially. I don't know. What I'm telling you is they're not taking it out of the state's budget to pay Brian Kelly's buyout. That's not happening. So this guy, my biggest problem, I have two problems with this. My first problem is you're out here championing, misinformation. There's a bunch of misinformation.
Dangerous misinformation.
Jimmy Sexton represents everybody, and there's so much corruption. But at the same time, dude, you're peddling misinformation by not mentioning the fact that a donor is taking care of this for you guys, so that the taxpayers don't have to take care of this. And then to double down on that, you're ripping your own AD in saying there's multiple bad contracts in his past,
and that's true.
And it is true, but the problem is you're not saying, you didn't bring that up to emphasize that he's a crappy AD. You brought that up because you're on this whole misinformation, corruption in college football thing, which is why he's calling for guardrails, and it's just a mess, dude. It's an absolute positive mess. So is it a great job? Sure.
And then
listen, emphatically, I am not picking the coach. That is not my job. The only reason I'm really involved, Pat, is because this contract that currently is between the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana State University system, and Brian Kelly leaves the taxpayers of the state on the bill.
And that's just not accurate, right? And I think if you look at this other quote from Landry, it plays right into this whole. Why are you spinning and talking about this out
Let's
loud?
unpackage that. Let's talk about number one, there's a number of bad contracts that seem to have followed Scott Woodard. Okay. Number two, his agent and Brian Kelly's agent are the same agent. That's
like you're putting this stuff out there and you're making it seem like, oh, this is just a big cesspool of this agent's the one actually making the hire. Well, if that's the case, isn't that your fault, Governor? Because you're in charge of LSU, as you've so poignantly stated, that it's you who hired Scott. It's you who allowed this contract to be written for Brian Kelly by the same agent, even though it's not the same agent. Like, it's you, Governor. Like, where's your accountability in this? And on top of all that, now we have to say, well, I wonder what the impact this is having on guys like Dan Lanning.
And so your interest level in leaving Oregon is less than because of this? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Oregon. Yeah, as long as I win. That's what I always tell my kids. Yeah. Right? If your dad wins, we'll be at Oregon. So.
Which, let's be honest. Dan Lanning did not say he's not taking the LSU job. Dan Lanning did not say he's staying at Oregon.
I personally believe that
Dan Lanning
I am
said,
staying.
Dan Lanning said what Nick Saban said, but I'm not going to the NFL. I'm not taking the Alabama job. But my point is, can you blame Dan Lanning now if he passes on the political splendor of LSU?
No.
Because this is nothing short of a mess now. This is nothing short of a mess. And I'll also say, if I'm Lane Kiffin, why am I stepping into that disaster? Honest to goodness, because you've just now, if you're Lane Kiffin, gotten away from all the drama and ridiculousness in your career. You're going to step right back into that at what appears to be the same thing at LSU that you had at USC? I'm not doing that.
Hell no.
I'm not doing that. I would take the Florida job, to me anyway, I think the LSU job's a great job. You can get talent there. They seemingly always have one of the best rosters in the SEC. They're always competing for a national championship. But if I'm Dan Lanning, I can't leave Oregon now, as I detailed on the show yesterday. And if I'm Lane Kiffin, my first choice is Florida after this whole Jeff Landry thing.
Yes.
Right? Like that's my opinion on it. And I know that might be crazy. Welcome to the nightmare. Jeff Landry is your typical politician and talking out both sides of his mouth. He absolutely is. There's no doubt. TJ Beck, again, licking a coochie. What is he saying? Like, there is a little bit of a language barrier there.
There is.
The Louisianans...
Dude is not exactly a smooth talker.
The Creole thing, it does tend to be a little thick.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't even think that's a bad thing. Family. Like, you can't replicate it when you try, Brian Kelly.
Yeah, seriously.
And family. You can't replicate it. But it is kind of tough to make that out. GTI Brandon says it's like a GM at a car dealership saying his top sales rep is a coke addict and will abduct your family. Not the way I would take in trying to attract top talent.
No.
Right?
Absolutely not. No.
Nah, I'm fine. Toot pants. Governor, I guarantee that Dem President Donald Trump isn't going to pick the new coach before the AD pick him. And still, and I'm happy to play the bite again. Just watch the sign stealer guy who is doing his best, but look at the hand motion when the governor says Donald Trump.
I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach.
Bro, did the sign stealer guy just call Donald Trump stupid? Did you see that? He takes his hand, pulls the thought out, and like throws it away.
I believe this means he just said something outlandish that I'm not going to repeat. It's not real. It's not real.
Like
the Matthew McConaughey, who does not wear deodorant. Matthew McConaughey at lunch, right? At lunch in the Wolf of Wall Street. It's not real.
It's not real, man.
Right? Like it's crazy to me that do you guys in the comment section, do you believe this damages LSU's ability to get a top head coach? Like a Dan Lanning, a Lane Kiffin.
Do you believe?
Like if you're Eli Drinkwitz, he might be the best example of this, because Dan Lanning's just going to give you all the bird if you come into his office and be like, hey, he's going to tell you to get out of here. Eli Drinkwitz, why would Eli Drinkwitz leave Missouri and Columbia for this nonsense? I don't know that he would
come up with a single reason, dude.
I don't. And yes, CJ, it truly is a politician's just running their mouth, trying to get attention, to look important. And you're just burying yourself. I don't even know what his election cycle is, but you can't. I mean, do you exactly, midweek Coug? You're going to pay more because of what Governor Landry keeps saying.
Yes.
Right? I mean, if I'm Dan Lanning, it's just it's going to be $20 million a year.
At least.
I'm going to need $100 million. Did you hear your governor? You remember that whole thing? I don't even know which one of you idiots I report to, but yeah, $20 million.
The whole charade about the AD that's allegedly my boss.
Wait, you're still the AD? Yeah, I'm going to need to talk to the governor, please.
That's why we have Feinbaum.
Yeah, do I have to interview with Paul Feinbaum to get the LSU job?
Damn.
When Paul Feinbaum today is making fun of you as a governor, and I know none of us seem to believe that Paul Feinbaum is influential. I'm telling you, in the South, good old Uncle Feinbaum is pretty influential.
Why we have Feinbaum.
Can you what would this be? Like, I can't even imagine. This would be Ryan Smith talking about BYU. Yeah, I'm going to fire the basketball coach at BYU. We're going to hire our own. I mean, they're going to hire my guy, or I'm not. I'm just, go BYU. Like, that's what this is.
BYU should fire the coach. I don't make that decision, but
I was,
Yeah, I mean, I misremember my relationship with that institution. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
This is remarkable to me. RJ on Twitter, there's not enough money in the world to get Dan Lanning to leave Phil Knight for whoever this idiot governor is. Okay, your daddy, listen, your daddy can be Phil Knight.
Phil.
Or Jeff Landry. And listen, Jeff might not be the most well-spoken guy.
Listen, emphatically, I am not picking the coach. That is not my job. The only reason I'm really involved, Pat, is because this contract that currently is between the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana State University system, and Brian Kelly leaves the taxpayers of the state on the bill. There's misinformation out there. People are saying, oh, no, the taxpayers aren't liable. They're not reading the contract. On Sunday, I had a meeting with the lawyers as they were talking about whether or not Brian Kelly was terminated, whether they were going to fire him. And all I cared about were the taxpayers of our state. And that contract binds the state of Louisiana. If we have to pay $53 million and somebody else doesn't step up to foot that bill, the state of Louisiana.
And you just said it. And somebody doesn't step up to suck the brains out of the Creole.
Oh, wait, Jeff. Hey, donor, get over here. Yeah, Jeff, there's a guy that's going to pay that bill, and we all know there is, and the taxpayers aren't paying that bill. So you saying that they're paying that bill makes you look like an idiot, because Ross is like 3 weeks ahead of you on this and already said there's a donor that's paying it.
And then Jake's favorite head football coach. Jake, what is your reaction to Matt Rhule signing an extension today?
In 2019, when he signed his extension, 4 months later, he left for the NFL. Now, I'm not saying that that's got any type of, relatability to the situation, any type of comparability to the situation. But what I am telling you is that it's going to be really hard for Matt to go anywhere else in college football. You want to go to the NFL again? If you got some type of lead, cool. But you're not going to pet or ass you. And I also think it's interesting that, maybe we need to get in the same line of work as Matt Rhule. Buddy's 0-18 against the top 25, I believe it is, might be top 10. And he's got yet another contract extension. And so, I don't know, dude. I sit here and I look at these coaches and I simply say, like, there's a difference between Matt Rhule and his lack of success so far. And I know they've been better and year 3 Matt Rhule, and it's incredible. But there's a difference between Matt Rhule and Dan Lanning. And there's certainly a difference between what Matt Rhule has done at Nebraska and what guys like Lane have done, or Sark, or any of these other dudes. And I just sit here and I say, if you're Nebraska, this is what you had to do, right? You didn't want to go through another cycle. You didn't want to bring in another new guy. But reality
isn't that very Nebraska of them, though? Like, Matt, okay, this is going to sound really harsh, and Jake, this will upset you because I know Matt Rhule is your guy.
Right.
But isn't Matt Rhule as good as Nebraska is going to do? Is that too harsh? Because Matt Rhule wins games. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Not against the best competition.
But he wins this. But thank you for making my point a little bit. Isn't this the James Franklin, Brian Kelly argument I had yesterday?
It is.
These guys win a lot of games. They just don't win the right games.
But can I also point out, though, that I think within that there are levels, right? At least with
what do you mean? Wait. What do you mean levels?
Well, with Brian Kelly and with James Franklin, you were...
I swear to God, if you say Manti Te'o, I am going to punch you in the face.
You were competing to have Manti Te'o's
You were competing. That's just... I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
That's not what I was going to say.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's not actually what I was going to say.
If Leilani Kukui Nut hadn't died,
some girl over
times.
Here,
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Where I was going, well, listen, I promise. Okay.
Listen, if Manti Te'o hadn't made up a dead girlfriend who was never alive, so she couldn't really be dead, maybe they'd have beat Alabama instead of losing by 67 points.
But they didn't, and now BK is out of a job, so it's really Manti Te'o's fault.
Yeah. Not Brian Kelly's fault.
What I was actually going to say is that there's a difference between Matt Rhule, improving Nebraska, and James Franklin and Brian Kelly actually trying to get to the CFP and being relevant. And that to me is the difference. When you talk about is Matt Rhule the best that Nebraska could do? I don't know. I mean, I think we've seen shades of success for Nebraska, but he has not yet been able to. And I think it's largely because he needs to get a better quarterback. Honestly, I think he needs better quarterback performance. And through that, you will get better skill position performance, which will allow you to go out and score more points and win more games. But ultimately, I don't know, dude. I think that the conversation around head coaching contracts and the buyouts and what this looks like, that conversation is going to have to change. These dudes can't consistently have this level of buyout forever.
No, I don't disagree with that. And I think the money is getting ridiculous. That I mean, if we're truth telling, the money is getting ridiculous. And yes. I don't know how you fix this whole thing where you just don't have a way out of it. You know what I mean? You don't have a way out of it. And I want there to be normalcy. I want there to be some kind of regularity or mainstreaming of a salary. But how would we even get there? Because Matt Rhule, if we're being honest, Matt Rhule, I mean, it's not like his defense is bad, right? Matt Rhule's defense is actually pretty not bad.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a thing, right? But the real issue is they don't win games. And I think it's very difficult if you're going to make the argument that Matt Rhule deserved an extension at Nebraska, I'm going to fight you on it, because I can't sit here today and tell you that Matt Rhule, without question, unequivocally deserved an extension at Nebraska. Am I being too harsh? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think using the word deserved is, these coaches that, do they deserve, extensions? I mean, I think the only time you deserve an extension is when it's unequivocal that your program is better because of the job you've done. Like, hey, we are no question about it. Like, that's why Cignetti got the extension he did, because they're no doubt about it on track to be a top 3 team in the country in the CFP, competing for a national championship this year right now. That's why he got that extension.
I don't disagree with that at all.
And I'm not a big Cignetti Google me guy, but you can't doubt it, dude. I mean, we're sitting here talking about Dan Lanning and his availability for LSU. Obviously, Cignetti going to Autzen and beating wholesale ass, basically secured that extension for him. And so I just look at it and I say, like, I don't even think like Matt Rhule's a bad guy or anything like that. I just think that he's got proving to do to legitimize his place in the coaching ranks. I mean, you got to win. It used to be that going to bowl games regularly, and playing playing a lot of football in December was good enough. That was like, hey, you're doing a good job, you're solid, the program's in a good spot. But now with the advent of rev share and NIL and all this money, you got to be making money. And so anything short of, in my opinion, winning a CFP game is not good enough. Like, everyone can say they want to win a natty, but I think that you need to be winning CFP games as much as possible.
But on what scale, though? Like, should we expect Oak State? Pick any open. Should we expect Virginia Tech? Should we expect Virginia Tech to win a college football playoff game?
What's holding them back from it?
Talent and coaching?
No, what's holding them back from it is money. Yeah, money.
That's probably true. Money. My feeling is, I don't think that the bottom half of most conferences, until they spend a significant amount more than they are now, probably $300 to $500 million more than they are now, I think the Georgia Techs are a one-off. I think the Virginia is a flash in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State's not, because they make the most money and they spend the most money. Georgia, Bama, LSU. I mean, Notre Dame. Do you know how much money we spend at Notre Dame? Why is BYU winning so many games? They spend the requisite amount of money that is required to recruit, retain, because again, what's the biggest part of hiring a coach? Retaining him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, how much turnover has Kalani Sitake had on his staff? Not much that wasn't forced. Fired his best friend as a defensive coordinator. And now he's got Jay Hill, who could get a job every single cycle and has not left BYU. And that's part of the success. BYU spends the requisite amount of money. Manischewitz, their guys get NIL deals. Their guys are well paid. Their coaches are well paid. And they keep guys. How many big star players do you see leaving who didn't wind up having sex in an off-campus apartment? Not many. Not many. Right? But ultimately, what does it come down to? It's never good enough. Because let's compare BYU to Utah. BYU has twice, 3, 4, 5 times the talent offensively. And I think I could make an argument that BYU's offensive line is just as good as Utah's offensive line. I think I could make that argument. And you look at the wide receiver talent, it's superior at BYU. The running backs, don't even come at me, bro. The running backs at BYU are superior. The quarterback, the edge probably goes to Utah this season because of inexperience. Next year, if Bear stays healthy, I have to believe Bear will be significantly better next year than he is this year.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to argue, right? Why is BYU in a better place? More money, big retention, better talent. It's as simple as that. BYU is past Utah in the state of Utah. And it's hard to argue that. But you look at the state of Texas. Why is the University of Texas at Austin the best football program in the state? Because they have way more talent than you. They've got a better coaching staff than you. They're retaining their coaches. They're retaining their players. And they're paid well. Texas is one of the best jobs in the country. They have great donors. Oh, hey, why is BYU better than Utah? Ryan Smith is paying players, donating, NIL, sponsorship. Like, we can play this game. And it's what I say about LSU. LSU doesn't have competition in the state of Louisiana. They're their own competitor. Get out of the way, governor. Like that is so literally the truth at LSU. You have no competition. You don't have to. I said this yesterday, and we had haters in the comments section on this yesterday, but I'll remind you, LSU does not compete recruiting-wise in the state of Louisiana. You probably pop out of your mom's womb wanting to be an LSU Tiger. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Go Tigers! Right? Like that is, Mama, Dada, go Tigers. That's your first real phrase. Right? I honest to God, it's wild to me that this is the fight that we're fighting. Ryan Smith gets things done at BYU. Man, wait until the Jazz trade Larry Marketing. Oh, my good gracious. Some folks are going to be upset. Willie, can Houston make the CFP with an 11-1 record? It's going to be tough for them to be 11-1, and it's going to be tough for them to qualify for the college football or for the Big 12 championship. Yeah. I think that's going to be one of the most difficult leagues in the business to get to the championship game. I have real questions about Tech and BYU, right? And now you look, I think Arizona State's season is over. With Sam Leavitt now clearly in trouble.
Good luck.
And you're at Iowa State. Good luck. Good luck. Right? That's going to be really tough. I don't, the answer to who's going to play in the Big 12 championship. I mean, obviously Houston's right there. Right? I mean, at one loss, I think with Utah being a 2-loss team, it's going to be tough to overcome that. And you lost to BYU and Tech. It's going to be tough to overcome that. I look at teams like K-State's done, TCU's done, Iowa State's, anybody that has lost 3 games, good night. This is going to come down to like Cincinnati, this BS with Cincinnati fans attacking Utah and saying that Utah thinks it's our Super Bowl. Nobody in Utah thinks that the Cincinnati game is their Super Bowl. Nobody thinks that. Not a single person. You know, it just is. That's just not factual, dudes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. See, this is my problem with Cincinnati. You're here once every 5 years. Stop talking, right? Stop talking. Stop making noise. Keep winning football games. I don't want to hear from you until November, late November, early December. You still around then? We're in a good place.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. Houston at 7-1. Houston's not in a bad place. I think they don't have the respect that you need, and they lost to Texas Tech, which is a kick in the nuts. But yeah, you know what? I was just looking at that, Mike. Have you guys seen the Houston, West Virginia line? That game's at Houston. Now, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff. But the line on that game is 15.5. That's it.
Well, what do you want it to be?
15.5 seems light. I think.
I don't think it's that light. Like, Everyone's telling me Houston's this amazing football team, and they're great.
Well, he really has been.
Yeah, but against who? You lost to the best team you've played, right? You lost to Tech, and it wasn't close. 35-11. That's not even competitive. And you played a tight game with Arizona State, who's injured.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, look, I think that for teams like Houston and Cincinnati, and you got to earn respect. Just because you have a record doesn't mean this is the Big Ten conversation. Just because you have a record doesn't mean that people all of a sudden think that you're a team that's going to go out and drop a 50 piece on West Virginia. I
don't disagree.
I think that's the difference is that, you look at the Big 12 and it's like, all right, well, if we're looking at Tech or BYU, yeah, they've played legitimate schedules. You put those two teams up against West Virginia, they're probably going to have a good day,
But do you understand how bad West Virginia is defensively?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not good. You just looking at 41 to Kansas, 48 to Utah, 38 to BYU, 45 to UCF.
But what also goes in the line? Look at what they've been doing offensively the last couple of weeks. And I know it's not amazing, but
not much.
But they put up 24 against BYU's defense, right? So that's a good offensive performance.
13 points on UCF.
Didn't show up. Yeah. Played a tight game with TCU, one possession game.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that, if you want it to be, what do we want it to be? 21 points?
21 points? I would like it to be at least 17, but it doesn't matter. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting. Phil Venzer, will UCLA break their lease and play at SoFi? Well,
will they? No.
I was talking to some folks in LA today after the story came out. This all comes down to, and again, I think this is much more about who you believe. This all comes down to, what is UCLA doing? UCLA filed written notice that they were exploring options not named the Rose Bowl. They're not, they made it very clear they had no intention to break their lease. But the Rose Bowl in the city of Pasadena filed suit claiming breach and default of the contract because they say that UCLA broke the tenets of the contract with the city in the Rose Bowl simply by talking to SoFi Stadium, which is tantamount to being down the street from where their campus is compared to where Pasadena is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about this a lot on this show. The Rose Bowl is not a good place to hold your home games. I'm just telling you that now. It is not a good place to hold your home games. It is hard to get to. It is not a good place to go sit and watch a football game. It is impossible to get out of. As difficult it is to get into the Rose Bowl, it is worse and much, much more difficult to get out of. There's nothing good for UCLA being at the Rose Bowl. Being at SoFi would be amazing.
Right.
It would be a new revenue stream. Your expenses would go down. It would be a good place for them to play their games because they're not going to get, as I have so poignantly described to Oak State James, UCLA cannot build an on-campus stadium. They don't have, most of all, they don't have the real estate. And if you've ever been in that neck of the woods, and if you have ever spent any time around that area, such as in like myself, you quickly begin to understand that that's just not feasible. But you also have a lease that I think ties them to the Rose Bowl through 2044.
Yeah.
The only thing longer than that is the grant of rights in the ACC. That's not true. I'm just being a dick. But my point is,
yeah.
This will not end well. This will not end well because you can try and get out of that. You're not getting out of that. Not it's going to be financially very difficult to get out of the contract with the city of Pasadena.
Yeah, I guess what it comes down to for me is I look at it and I say all things are possible. It's just about how much it's going to cost, right? I mean, ultimately, that's what this would come down to if you're talking about breaking a lease. Anytime you're breaking a lease, you're paying costs up front to break the lease. That's just what it is. And so, we hear all the time, like with Brian Kelly's buyout, hey, a donor is going to cover that cost. So the question, if UCLA is actually serious about this, which I'm not convinced that they are, I
think they're serious. They just don't want to say they're serious because that'll get them sued even worse.
Yeah, I mean, if they're serious behind the scenes, if they're serious and really taking a look at this, number one, I think the conversation around your stadium in college football is pivotal for program credibility.
I agree.
So UCLA, going from this program that wasn't really trying in football and not taking it seriously and, playing in this old ass stadium that's not really all that attractive to most people.
This old ass stadium.
Yeah. With all due respect, it's not a great stadium. And
it needs to be completely gutted and rebuilt.
Yeah, it's either, and that's kind of what I'm getting to is like the program itself, put the building aside for a minute. The program itself is in a great place, right? You're a Jordan Brand school. You've got this great story with Jerry Neuheisel. You've got a great head coach, in waiting, who stepped in here. You've got your players are energized. Like you've been able to move on from the Iamaleava drama, and now you're in a place where you're winning. The only problem is you hate the building you play in and you don't get the experience of game day at your building, right? You don't get the buildup that other schools do, right? You don't get the on-campus energy before the game. All your fans can come out and do, what they would like to do. And I think, that's why I think the SoFi thing is so important, because obviously the building itself is new and it's a shiny new car and everything that way is amazing. But I think with it being closer to your campus and with it being a better facility, that can only help the program move forward. It's
going to make them more money.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and you guys probably don't care about this, I think the Rose Bowl has already spent $150 million for renovations. And they have, I want to say 130 million more coming. And the Rose Bowl and the city of Pasadena in their filing said that UCLA has made it clear they are unequivocally leaving the Rose Bowl. And they called it a massive breach of trust and a massive betrayal. I don't know what you do. If you forfeit your lease in Pasadena, in the long run, you're better off. You can't tell me they'd win that lawsuit. You'd have to settle that.
Yeah.
You're talking about $280 million. That's even more than Brian Kelly's buyout.
But listen, if you said, hey, $280 million, yeah, more than Brian Kelly's buyout. Hey, $280 million gets you into SoFi, right? Puts you on track to get into SoFi. Then you would need to figure out, how to, put that together with SoFi and what the lease is and all that good stuff. But the point is that, if you spend $280 to get out of your lease, let's say, what does that do for you moving forward? What kind of opportunities? Because that's what I'd be looking at. Everyone's focused on, okay, well, how can they get out of the lease? But you have to look one step further. Okay, you get out of the lease. How are we recouping that money as fast as possible? How are we building the brand up as fast as possible using SoFi in the middle of that plan? How can we do that?
I think it just makes them so. I mean, UCLA, I think, UCLA averages somewhere around 30 to 35,000 fans a game at the Rose Bowl. And a lot of it is because fans don't like going to the Rose Bowl outside of one day a year for the Rose Bowl. Other than that, it's a really, trust me, I used to have to go to every UCLA game. It's
pain in the ass, dude.
It is truer words, my guy. Like, it is a pain in the ass. If UCLA were to move to SoFi Stadium, it would reinvigorate the program. You would be partners there. Nike has a huge stake in SoFi. I mean, it works perfectly. SoFi is a loan company for students. There's synergy. It is the Rams. It is the Chargers. It is UCLA. You're building a brand as being synonymous with football in Southern California. You'll never be USC. You're just.
But do you think that's what they're trying to do?
Yes, I don't think. I know a lot of people in Southern California football, and I think that this. You know who this really helps? This really helps USC. Because I think you would burn a fan base to the ground because that small sect of fan base that's in the San Gabriel Valley and Pasadena that are UCLA fans strictly based on the idea that they play down the street. And that's it's small but mighty. They all have money. I think you would lose them. And it would be a whole political to-do. I think that place would cause chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It would absolutely cause chaos. But make no mistake about it. Going to the Rose Bowl sucks. It is not ideal. Beak Show says, "What's up, casuals? Hit the like button." Indeed, you do, sir. Good to see you. Rams are Nike. UCLA is Jordan Brand. We'll see who wins this on the next Battle of the Brands.
Right.
Synergy across the board. Willie says, visiting fans love the Rose Bowl. They don't. I went 3 Rose Bowls in a row while Ohio State in the mid-'70s. Place is beautiful. It's beautiful for one day a year. And I'm not exaggerating. You guys understand that they have flea markets in the parking lot at the Rose Bowl. I'm just telling you, it's a struggle. Joey, it would definitely be easier for UCLA to play at SoFi. Playing at the Rose Bowl is sometimes the 2-hour road trip because of the 405. Dude, and how long it takes to get out of that place. It's miserable getting out of there. I mean, it's hours. You cannot get an Uber there. You cannot get an Uber there. It's absolutely terrible. SoFi seats 70,000. Rose Bowl seats 90,000. The UCLA games will look fuller. Well, it's not even that. You're just naturally going to get more people because it's in LA.
It's a modern facility in a better location.
SoFi Stadium is essentially, it's right next door to LAX. It's right next door to the Forum in Inglewood. It's in a really great spot. It's in a really good spot. I need Pitt's Mason talk, sir. Well, Pitt's in a really good spot. And we talked about this the other day. You chose not to show up because whatever.
Yeah, you were busy selling your car.
What do you have going on in your life?
Yeah, come on.
Pitt has a legitimate chance to win the ACC because you look at what's ahead of them. You're probably not going to beat Notre Dame. And your biggest issue is the week after that, you're at Georgia Tech, who is better than they're better than Pitt. And I think that maybe the best thing that the revelation has probably been that Heinzschel has been incredible. And I think when you start looking at the way they're playing, and you start looking at the way that he's played, what he did against NC State, it's tough to look past a 400-yard. I'd have to look. I think he had 403. Heinzschel had 28 of 48, 423, and 3 touchdowns. Spectacular. And granted, he was terrible at Syracuse. Well, terrible, but he wasn't great at Syracuse. But you have a lot of things moving in the right direction at Pitt, and if everything broke, you have to win out to win the ACC. And you may well get there.
Yeah,
you may well get there. I know that it seems like a steep road to climb. I would not be overlooking this game at Stanford. That is a long ass road trip. And that's a game that I think you need to be very, very cautious of, because Stanford's not great, but they beat Boston College and Florida State, so they can win games. Now, they also lost to SMU, and they got torched by Miami, but that game was at Hard Rock. Yeah, I was in Miami.
Oh, and it says Dallas on their unis, bro. I mean, come on. Come on.
It's very true. But you beat Florida State and Boston College. I mean, I wouldn't overlook the Stanford game. And obviously, it's smack dab in the middle of the Notre Dame game. So I would be really careful with that. But Pitt's got a chance. Pitt's got a chance to win the league. And I know not a lot of people are talking about that, but Pitt's got a chance to legitimately be a factor in the college football playoff. And especially because Miami has faltered now. And I think it'll be really interesting to see. That loss to West Virginia is just, how do you explain that? Now, the loss to Louisville is probably worse. But do you guys understand that they could pretty easily be 7-2? That Pitt could be 7-2. Louisville's a really good team. West Virginia is not good. How did you lose that game? That I don't understand. And what a lot of haters will say about Pitt is that they haven't beat a good team yet. That might be true. That very much might be true. But I also am interested to see, does Florida State win another game this year? Florida State is Wake Forest. If they lose to Wake Forest, everybody is saying that Norvell's going to get fired after the game. Would you fire him if they lose to Wake Forest, Jake?
Yeah,
that's at Dover.
I would. Yeah. At home.
I don't think you have a choice.
Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable to lose that game. And I don't know, man. It's weird to me that at the beginning of the year you're able to beat Alabama and now you can't beat anybody. And you're going to lose. You're going to lose to Clemson probably. You're definitely going to lose to Florida. And I wouldn't be surprised if you lost to NC State. So
Clemson's not good. Breaking news. Clemson is not good.
But we're talking about a league full of not goods, right? So I'm not putting it past Florida State to lose to them.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Boy, I don't love their schedule at all. Just sitting here, there's a lot not to like about. There's a lot not to like about Florida State. I think he's getting whacked. I think he is majorly getting whacked.
As he should.
I would agree with that. I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting. I don't want to go too far with it. I don't want to, where does Penn State go for a football coach?
Man, I have no idea, dude. Good luck.
Isn't this interesting?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I think now you have to go all in on Brian Hartline. I mean, he's clearly the best wide receiver coach in the country, right? He's one of the best recruiters in the country. Don't you have to go all in on Brian Hartline?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what other choice you have. I mean, Matt Rhule is off the table now, theoretically, with the extension.
Can you imagine paying that buyout now?
No, I can't.
I mean, they are tied to Matt Rhule.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere.
So then, he's off the table. Dan Lanning was never really an option to you, in my opinion. If you're
Dan Lanning was never on the table.
Yeah.
You're such a dick.
Brian Kelly, I guess. Okay. If you want, but I tend to agree with you that BK probably wants a year off. He seems like that guy.
You're not hiring Brian Kelly for that.
Well,
job.
But you're asking where are they going to get a guy? Okay, well, who are you going to get? I mean,
I don't know.
You're telling me Hartline's going to leave that to go to Penn State. You're telling me he's going across the street? Come on, bro.
But because I think he would have Ryan Day's blessing.
Yeah.
He is the next coach at Ohio State.
Well, that's my point. So if you're Heartline, why would you? I understand that you have to wait. I get that, and I understand that would clearly be a major factor in anyone's decision making process. But this is the Morgan Scalley thing at Utah, right? Like you're not Morgan Scalley's not going to BYU. Like you coach at Ohio State.
Look how long Morgan Scalley has not been the head coach at Utah.
Yeah,
a long fucking time. And
well, look
he's
how much
not
money
getting
he's
younger.
making. Look how good his job is.
But you're not the head coach.
Yeah, but I get that. But what I'm saying is that if Heartline has said, "Hey, I want to be the next head coach after Ryan Day," and he's got that a handshake agreement of some kind or whatever it might be.
Well, I don't even know that it's that. I think because I think Ryan Day's very young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ryan Day's going anywhere anytime soon. And all I'm saying is the day that Ryan Day, no pun intended, the moment that Ryan Day says, "Yeah, I think I'm going to John Cooper it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go play more golf, dude.
I'm going to go hang out on a TV set every weekend."
Yeah.
Brian Hartline, I think of right now, would be the next head coach at Ohio State. But that doesn't mean that he has to stay there. I think he's done everything he's been asked to do. He is consistently now, year in and year out, got the best wide receiver rooms with the best coached wide receivers that run the best routes in the country. And his offense is dynamic. And he's learning from a guy that's pretty good at developing quarterbacks in Ryan Day. But that's just my opinion.
And then you got to look at Drinkwitz, right? You got to look at him and you got to say, "Hey, well, what how does he value opportunity? How does he, what does he see and what's attractive to him?" And that's why I say, like, if you're a head coaching candidate right now, you're not saying yes to anything because you need to see what else comes open, right? I mean, we were just speculating Florida State's probably going to be open, right? And there's probably going to be 5 or 6 more that come open at the end of the year. So, if you're not necessarily married to Penn State, you're just looking for your next gig and you're trying to step up a spot.
I mean, if it's me, if I'm the one making the decision for the Knuckle Deep boys, I mean, I am probably calling Eli Drinkwitz. He'd be my number one. I'd have to look really hard at Andy Kotelnicki, who obviously is in-house, but I probably want new energy. I think I'd probably have to. I mean, Jeff Brom doesn't excite me. If I'm Penn State, that's a name that everybody's talked about. I think I would probably go Brian Hartline 1, Drinkwitz 2, and then I think I'm probably calling Kenny Dillingham. I mean, what he's done at ASU, that's a massive step up. I don't want anything to do with all due respect, I don't want anything to do with Josh Heupel. I don't want anything to do with Joe Brady. Let Joe Brady go back to LSU. Great. You can have him. Right? I want Hartline, Drinkwitz, and Dillingham. And if I am, I think about a lot of these other jobs, dog. Like, I'm starting to believe that you don't have the ability at Penn State to take a risk. You don't have the ability. If you are LSU, you're not, as I told you, I was told specifically again today, they're not hiring coordinators. They're not talking to coordinators.
Well, then if you're not talking to coordinators, that's only like 2 guys you're talking to then.
Well, Lane Kiffin now is there. I think it's Lane Kiffin and Eli Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 guys at LSU. And I think Ole Miss is going to go all in on Garrett Riley. I heard that again today. But if I'm Penn State, they better get aggressive. And they better get aggressive right now. Right now. And you need to get aggressive on Venmo because we are raising money today to feed families that are hungry. And I know, listen, I understand that we all have our struggles. And I've told you this earlier. And, we fight so hard every day to take care of our own families. And I get that, but you have to know. You have to know that there are guys out there fighting to feed the families that you don't even know are hungry. And when we talk about guys like Jim Brass, who was on the show earlier from the Murray Children's Pantry, who's probably going to feed. I mean, it's astronomical how many families they're going to feed. 250,000. The money that they're putting out, that's what your donations are going to. So I ask you, if it's in your heart, it's in your wallet. There's 13,000 people watching the show. If we can get $10 out of half of the people in this room on Venmo right now, Advocates donations on Venmo. Hook it up, you guys. $10 from 6,000 people would be the entire world. Do you know how many mouths we could feed with $60,000? Do you know how many people, how many lives would be impacted? That's the kind of money that we're talking about. And I think when we start looking at the ability that you have right now to impact hungry people, I just ask you, whatever you have, it's enough. Get on Venmo, Advocates donations right here, Advocates donations. Send a screenshot of your donation to Jake. In 45 minutes, we are going to give away a $100 Amazon gift card to one person. One person. Oh, look at that. There he is. Calamoni gifts 50 Monty Show memberships.
Nice.
Appreciate that, Calamoni. As always, thank you for supporting the show. Very much appreciate that. Dude that abides, I kind of want to see what Heartline could do to Iowa. I think I don't know what you think, Jake. I think he's going to be a home run as a head coach.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very difficult for him to fail.
If I'm him, I'm not going to Iowa, dude. With all due respect, I'm not. When he leaves Ohio State, he's going to
when he leaves
big
where
time. When he leaves Ohio State, it needs to be a big time job.
Ohio State. Totally agree. I don't know how you would justify going to Iowa. That'd be because he should have his pick of he should be the first phone call at Wisconsin. Better job than Iowa. He should be the first phone call at Penn State. Like, you're going to have jobs and you don't need a job. So going to Iowa City when you can go to Madison or Knuckle Deep, Epstein Island, I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, and I also think that the Big Ten, is in this spot where Michigan's going to become available here in the next 2 to 3 seasons at the latest. So you're in a spot here as a conference where there is some pressure on Knuckle Deep land to get the job done here and get a legitimate, difference maker as your head coach to replace James Franklin. I mean, you got to get that done.
Yeah. And I think he's going to be a great candidate. I do. Hartline. Whoa. I eventually want to see Freeman and Hartline on opposite sides of the field as head coaches. That would be spectacular. Although, dude, I'm upset with you. The nonsense that you pulled in the comment section yesterday.
He went on to go into our members only chat and explain that was a cover story for what really happened. He did see a dentist, like he said, but it may or may not have been in a foreign country at a different time.
Shut up.
I'm not lying.
Dude, how many nightmares am I going to have because of you, Roche? Like, Roche came on the show yesterday and said that when he was an addict, he paid $55 to have a root canal, a tooth extraction in some dude's kitchen in American Fork.
And bro went on to explain in no uncertain terms that dentist may or may not have been eventually incarcerated.
Oh, of course. You are a nightmare, sir. You're more of a nightmare than Jake's internet. You're that much of a nightmare.
It doesn't say on my side that I've been having issues, so I don't,
Okay. Yeah, okay. Wait, Madison is amazing. It is amazing. If you're a scumbag. I hate Wisconsin. I hate everything about Wisconsin. Growing up in Chicago, the brat stop's good. I used to knock down brats and beer. You know.
Who hasn't?
Brat stop. Have you ever been to the brat stop?
No.
Oh, it's so good. When we used to hang out, Jake, we should have done a road trip when we used to hang out together. I never see you anymore. You know, but if we ever wind up, because you used to like to go to Cubs games with me, you know, as a season ticket holder, I have tickets to every game. Certain people don't want to go to Cubs games with their old man anymore, but it's fine. My point is, brat stop's good. We should definitely do that. The Big has a lot of diamonds in the rough. Iowa is one of them.
Yeah.
Iowa used to be. See, we live in, Jimmy, maybe this is not you, but we can't live in the land of Roy Marble anymore.
I don't live in a what if scenario.
Iowa used to be good. Iowa's never gotten out of the past. Right? Minnesota, Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez. He ain't coming through the door anytime soon with a lunk of cheese in his hand. Right? Jeff George not coming through the door anytime soon for the Fighting Illini. That's not happening. Northwestern, like all these things. There's a reason that Ohio State dominates that league year in and year out. There's a reason that Ohio State's the only team that's won a national championship in that league for a very long time.
Ohio State?
That's because they're in the modern era of college football. Plain and simple. What does Scally do if Witt doesn't hang it up this year? Cries.
He will.
I think Kyle Whittingham, well, and we have a long way to go here, but you're not going to have to ask Kyle Whittingham twice.
Yeah,
Once.
Yeah, I don't think that if I had Ducats, Kyle Whittingham's going to retire at the end of this year. Just my gut feeling.
To agree with that. I tend to agree with that. I think Kyle, it's tough, dude. It is tough going right now. It is one of those things where I love Kyle Whittingham. The guy is just such a stud. He is. But I also think that Kyle Whittingham doesn't love today's college football. Is he unplugged? No. Has he quit on this? No. Does he love the portal and love the NIL and love everything that goes along with that? No.
Absolutely not.
You know, Iowa was the Big West for a time, and then Nebraska moved in. Nebraska's been very good. Hartline leaving would be like Bo leaving Woody's staff, going to Miami, Ohio, then the team up north. Okay. Dude that abides. I kind of want to, we read that one. I'm a terrible person. Calamoni says, what about Deshaun Foster? He's going to replace Wilcox. Cal's another one. Cal is another one. Joey Harper, to me, the SEC coach going anywhere else that's not an SEC team seems like a step back, not a step forward. Totally agree. Hondo P. Totally agree. I think that's right. But and all of that to say, I do think UCLA would love to get to SoFi Stadium. So,
yeah,
is what
that would
it
be
is.
a difference-making move.
What do you guys make of this Michael Jordan thing? Did you guys see this video of Michael Jordan? Speaking of the Knuckle Deep boys, it's not. I just wanted to say that. Gambling, playing golf, playing baseball because you gambled.
But here's the deal, dude. He did, but everyone wants to point that out. And all I'm pointing out is dude's never been in trouble. Dude's never officially gotten in trouble. You want to talk about ghost bands in Major League Baseball? I'm down. But dude has never gotten in trouble. So I agree. What are you doing with the other 21 hours of your day? This is the whole Kobe strategy, right? Hey, I'm going to get up and I'm going to outwork you 2-3 times before you even get to practice. And that's how I'm going to get better than you. And that's where I say, like, you know, I do think that the Kawhi situation over the years, the James Harden situation over the years, like these guys who don't take playing 70, 80 games a year seriously, that's going to come back to get you as a player, dude. Reputationally speaking. Like, it just
How?
is.
But
well,
how?
Because people are going to look at you and they're going to say, okay, well, first of all, you don't play the whole year, which is why they've changed the requirement for winning individual awards, right? You're not going to be missing the whole season and play the last 20 games and then win an MVP or win scoring champion or whatever it might be. We're not doing that anymore. Secondly, Jordan also made a point.
We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, Jordan also made the point that when you miss time, you mess with your team's chemistry, right? You mess with the cohesiveness. There is certainly an aspect of, hey, I play every night. We get into a rhythm and a routine as a team, whether that's warm-ups, the locker room before and after the game, it's all of it. So I just think that load management in the NBA is, I agree, something that should not be necessary. I completely agree with that. You're a professional athlete. You've got the same 24 hours in your day that I have in my day, and all you need to do is put the ball in the hole. Yep. Dude, everybody should be an all-star. Everybody should be the absolute savage and best they can be. And the problem is 9 out of 10 guys are not. And that has always bothered me.
MJ took it personally, meme. Exactly. I agree with him. I think this load management stuff is a bunch of hooey. It really bothers me. I think it's terrible for fans who buy tickets to see guys like, Jordan, to see in today's game, the Books, the LeBrons, the Lucas, the Austin Reeves, the Lowry Markkanens, and then they take nights off because they need load management. I think that's terrible. And I think it's terrible for the game. But what are you going to do to stop that? I don't think there's anything you can do. I mean, you look at this gambling thing, what's worse, load management or the gambling thing that makes the NBA look fixed? I'm going to say the gambling thing is way worse.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so
the advent that not to get off track, but the advent that Ty Lue is now involved is insane. I mean, that is, listen, bro, I'm not rooting for LeBron and his load management to be involved.
Yeah, you are.
But it's getting awfully close to Buddy. Like, it's getting real close.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think you're in trouble if you're playing. Ty Lue is alleged to have been present in the Chauncey Billups games, at one of them at least. Is that something that is the end of the world? Is that, I don't. But Ty Lue, it feels like Ty Lue is deep in this thing several times. I mean, that's the hard part. And I just think that, where do you go from here if you're Adam Silver? I don't know.
I think where you go is you need to be dropping the hammer on people. Anytime someone who is currently in the league is even remotely involved, anytime you have hard evidence that, hey, you did whatever it is you did, got to drop the hammer, dude. Got to prove a point. Got to make an example. And because that's the problem. Adam Silver presents himself as very soft, as like player focused, player friendly, just this whole dynamic of like not coming down on guys. And it's just unfortunate because I think it does, again, this word fosters an environment of leniency. Like, it just sends the message, hey, yeah, Chauncey Billups can work with the mafia and feed information for what appears to be years on end, and it ain't going to be an issue, and that's my issue. Is like, last night you and I were texting about it, and I do want to talk about this ESPN YouTube carriage dispute too, by the way, while we're on the NBA. Last night I go to turn on YouTube TV, so I'm like, hey, Lakers are on, awesome, let's check it out.
Monty's Lakers.
Yeah, Laker Monty. Let's check it out. Oh, YouTube TV won't load anything. It's broken. It's not working. Can't get the game. What did I do? What was working? Oh, that's right. ESPN DTC was working just fine. So much to the point that I turned it on as soon as they inbounded the ball to Austin Reeves and watched him hit that game winner, turned it right off. Like, we're getting to a point where it's not good enough that I got to flip through all these different apps. Now I get to flip through all my different devices to get what I need. I am so over it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's very difficult. Make sure you guys hit the like button here on the Monty Show. And I do think that I don't know how LeBron gets away from this. I mean, the video of Ty Lue at the World Series of Poker with Damon Jones, who obviously is a recruiter and is accused allegedly of being a recruiter and putting on these games allegedly, and is a very good friend of LeBron's and had games at LeBron's house allegedly. It's very difficult to unsee this stuff. And if you don't Shohei and Ipe LeBron, you're crazy. Because if LeBron goes down in this thing, the NBA is finished.
Facts.
He is the biggest star of the modern era. I mean, I don't know how the NBA recovers if LeBron James is tied to this gambling ring.
Yeah,
I honestly, there is no recovering from that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if it were to ever come out that LeBron had direct knowledge of what was going on, but never played in the games, let's say.
But how can you not? How can listen? I understand I'm not the smartest guy in the world. You think LeBron didn't know what was going on? The games. There was a game allegedly, or game at his home.
What he knows,
his best friend is one of his best friends is allegedly a recruiter and an organizer. We're talking about La Cosa Nostra. We're talking about the Gambinos. We're talking about the whole fucking thing. And you're telling me that LeBron James didn't know?
You're telling me that guys that close to LeBron James are directly involved and he had no idea.
And you're telling me that Los Angeles, the NBA community in Los Angeles, who apparently had real heavy ties to this. We're talking about the Clippers and the Lakers. We're talking about, dude, come on.
You're talking about the whole West Coast is what you're talking about. Right?
Yeah, well, it feels like it, but Chauncey Billups has a presence in Los Angeles. You're talking about Ty Lue and LeBron James. I mean, Ty Lue's the coach of the Clippers, for crying out loud. And you already have a huge financial scandal with the Clippers breaking with this pay the claw thing. This no-show job that allegedly happened, right? Like, you have that whole thing.
Which seemingly has died down now that this is picked up.
It just...
The reality of the league right now is that you have a guy in Austin Reeves who is the first player since Kobe Bryant to start all 5 games it is now, or whatever it is, with 25-plus points for a season. First, and I think Kobe did that in 06, I believe it is. Might have been 08. I think it was 06. And so we should be talking about, like, hey, dude, the Lakers just beat the Wolves without LeBron, without Luka. But no, we're not talking about that, dude. We're talking about LeBron's potential involvement in a mafia connected gambling ring. Like,
and you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
And what goes through my head is, hey, well, just like you were just saying, hey, well, it's the mafia. And who does the mafia like to do business with? Because I'm telling you, it's not peasants. It's people with money. The mafia needs to do business with people who have high net worth ability, because at that point, then that opens a lot of different doors in a lot of different ways to move money through different operations, which is ultimately how the mafia makes money. And that's where I say, like, dude, you're talking about a guy who's got a $1.2 billion net worth, allegedly, by some estimates. Maybe it's under $1 billion, maybe it's 900 million.
How do you expose yourself to this?
Yeah. So my question
you're
is,
Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
And you have a massive tax lien allegedly against you. Like, how do you're making tens of millions of dollars, and you wind up in business allegedly with the mafia, and you're LeBron James, the richest professional basketball player in the history of the game, and you're in business with the mafia?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, but that's my point. Like, how does he get into this stuff? And I understand nobody's accusing LeBron of organizing but allegedly there were games at his home. You didn't know what was happening in your own home? Your best friend, allegedly, Damon Jones, was selling information about your injuries and you didn't know? I have a hard time believing that. And I'm not even a guy that hates LeBron. I actually love LeBron, the player. But isn't this always what's the problem with LeBron James? Like, there's always something wrong with LeBron James.
Yes. Yes.
I just, you're at the back of a BLM rally on a bicycle. You're never, and I don't think this is true. I don't think that's true. I hope it's not true. Shout can't wait for the Chappelle video that shows him at a poker table and he looks at a camera and says, Chauncey, come on. I don't think that's out there.
And again, I think people forget that, obviously Ty Lue was LeBron's coach in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I just
look at the J.R. Smith play.
Exactly. So the because you were saying, hey, they need to Ohtani this, right? They need to find a way to spin this. And I don't know how you do that, but what I'm telling you is that it would not surprise me in a hypothetical situation, if we're trying to think about how any of this would work out, if Ty Lue went to LeBron, said, hey, I need help with this or I need help with that. And LeBron's already got a home in LA. Because remember what the free agency rumors were, right? Hey, well, LeBron's already got a home in LA, wants his kids to go to school in LA. He's got a production company. LeBron's already been having roots in LA. Like, he's had a house. Like, he's been there for however long. Like, LeBron's not, like, I don't know how long he's had his house in LA, but it's not 5 minutes. And so my point just is, hey, if Ty Lue and Damon Jones were connected and on video together doing this stuff, and allegedly it's at LeBron's house, it's not hard to understand how that would get put together.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time believing that LeBron James is involved in this. I'm having a hard time with that. I truly am. And maybe I'm completely wrong and naive. And
if it ever comes to light that they have evidence that it was at his house, then there's going to have to be a public explanation. He will have to make a statement. The NBA will have to make a statement. That's when damage control begins for LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that it's in it. I don't want that to be true. I hope it's not true. I mean, if you're, oh my God, like, it's so close to him. It's so close to him. Like you look at these guys, they just, the Jonte Porter thing, like, you gave away your career and you had your life threatened by the mob, allegedly. Like, let that sink in. You lost tens of millions of dollars and the mob has you on a list. How do you get out of that? Oh, that's right. You don't get out of that. Like, that is, I don't even know how you do that. I don't know. How do you put yourself in this situation? If you're LeBron James, this is already too close.
Yes.
This is already too close. You got a guy that's charged with sharing your injury news. Right? I mean, you're here already.
Yes.
This does not end well for the NBA or for you.
And we've already seen the link between the injury reporting and the gambling, which is Chauncey. And Damon is a spinoff of Chauncey.
Brutal. Make sure you get your creatine monohydrate at buckedup.com. 20% off. Use the promo code Monty, M-O-N-T-Y, Monty. 20% off at checkout, buckedup.com. And again, another study the other day came out about how safe and effective creatine is. And go read it. Talk to your doctor about it. But there's a study out about adolescent children studying for tests using creatine and not. There's a study out about how creatine has a massive impact on your brain and how your brain functions at a higher level when you have elevated levels of creatine intake. It is fascinating stuff. And the one you want is Bucked Up Creatine Monohydrate. Use the promo code Monty, M-O-N-T-Y, Monty, at buckedup.com. Again, raising money for hungry folks today. I think we're at $700. We need $300 in the next 30 minutes.
We do have 2 new donations that are.
Oh, we
there.
do. Okay, great. Okay, because we're at about $700 right now. Let's see. What did we do? Here we go. We got $150. Monty feeds hungry kids. Who's that, Jake?
Calamoni, Calford.
Thank you, as always. Appreciate you, Calford. Joseph Harper, Joey Harper. The Monty Show. Here's my last $5 for hungry children. I've been there before, so I know what it's like. I would give more, but government has my wallet on Zepbound. Dude, totally appreciate you. $5 is fantastic. And
yes.
Again, I say this about Oak State James or other people. Like, I understand, man. Don't ever apologize for what you give or don't give. The fact that you were able to donate $5, bro, that's incredible. That's incredible. And the money that we're raising today, I mean, and Jake, you can count them up. I think I don't know how much we're at right now.
I believe we're right around what you said. I'm
$700.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're right around $700. Yeah.
So I ask you, all 13,059 of you watching the show right now, let's get $300 in here in the next 25 minutes, and I'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is donate on Venmo right here to the Advocates. $710. So we need $290 in the next 25 minutes right here. Advocates donations. Trying to put, you know how hard it is to point at things like this? Advocates donations on Venmo. Take a screenshot of your donation, send it to Jake, and just know that every penny you give, whether you do it anonymously, whether you do it publicly, it makes a huge difference. All of your money is going to feed people who can't feed themselves. And Jim Brass from the Murray Children's Pantry was on this afternoon talking about how it's the neighbor that you don't know can't afford food. And you'll never know. And they're so embarrassed that they won't ask for help. 1 in 6 kids is not going to have dinner tonight, does not know where their next meal is coming from. The $710 that we raised is going to feed a large number of families 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. We are making a difference. Every penny you donate means somebody is eating today. And I literally mean that, like in a literal sense, every penny you donate means somebody is eating today who would not have had a meal. You're making that example. You're making a difference. So I just really appreciate everybody who is donating. I thank you so much. We need $290 in the next 25 minutes. Knock it down. If LeBron is involved with this or participating in gambling, a lot of people's minds will change about what they think about LeBron James. They will. But this is why I told you I think allowing college kids to bet on pro sports is really foolish.
Yes.
Because this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever actually take place.
I don't think so either. It's on hold, by the way. The NCAA said they are pausing. And they are in reflection.
Yes.
As they should be. As they should be.
There is no question.
It is a bad idea, right? There is no question it is a bad idea. Monty, this is a Chicago Black Sox level scandal. On par, sure. Sure, on par with that. This is far worse. It's far more reaching. It's far more money. It's far more in depth than anybody knows. Chad Perling and Epstein news. Okay, now we're making headway. King Charles strips his brother Andrew of Prince title and evicts him from royal mansions. Yes, he is off the Christmas list. He's not getting
He's off
Christmas
the payroll.
card. That's right. Gabriel, and again, Adam Silver looks so bad right now, yet he's still the commissioner of the NBA. Did you hear about the Major League Baseball Players Association? That the FBI
Cash been getting busy.
The FBI is. This is not good for Tony Clark. The FBI is investigating the MLB Players Association and its partner, the NFLPA, over financial dealings with the joint venture One Team Partners. And on top of that, the FBI is investigating a for-profit venture where the MLB Players Association spent $3.9 million with a company called Players Way. They spent $3.9 million on a couple of really poorly attended events for kids. And the union says it put $3.9 million into the company. Two sources with knowledge of union finances who have talked on with investigators told ESPN that the amount is closer to $10 million. Players Way was cited in an anonymous whistleblower complaint last November that triggered an ongoing criminal investigation with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, the same one that's investigating these players in the NBA and La Cosa Nostra. The complaint accuses Tony Clark, the executive director of the MLBPA, of self-dealing, misuse of resources, abuse of power, and alleged nepotism in his dealings with the Players Way, which he helped launch with lofty aspirations of transforming youth baseball across America. This is brutal. And the officials at the union declined to say how Players Way spent the money. The union told ESPN it has three budgets, one for operations, another for Players Inc. and its nonprofit licensing firm, and a third designated discretionary that Clark spends as he sees fit. Oh. Dude, has corruption ever been so corrupt?
I don't know, bro. It just seems like it's everywhere.
It is crazy.
It's rampant.
It is exactly rampant. And I truly don't know where this ends or how you fix it. And again, it's funny we're talking about hungry and people today. Look at all the money that's just being burned, just disappearing. Just disappearing. I mean, it's unbelievable how much money we waste.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable how much money we waste.
Taking the Joker approach with it. Set it on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We are setting it on fire. And yet we have kids who are hungry. We have families who don't have the money to feed themselves. That's the world we're living in. That is the world we're living in. I don't even know where you go with it. I truly do not. All right. We have 20 minutes left in the show, and we are $290 short.
Who's going to get it done?
We are $290 short of our goal. We're at $710. Who's going to get it done? And again, we have 1,350 people watching the show. 13,050 people watching the show. Get on Venmo. Advocates donation. Let's get this done in the next 2-3 minutes. Advocates donations. Just tag it Monty Hungry Kids or Hungry Kids or Feeding the Hungry. That'd be awesome. My name, your name, it doesn't matter. Leave me out of it if you want. Does that include the $50 from King of Thailand, Jake, by the way?
No,
who
that
tagged
does
us
not.
on Twitter?
That does not. No.
So we are $240. We are $240 away. There is a monkey in Thailand in need of a Corolla. Enter me. That's an incredible. Like the tags today have been really good.
We have another donation.
Let me put that in there. Because this is a pretty good one from the King of Thailand, Robert Carolla. Let me get this banner down. There is a monkey in Thailand in need of a Corolla. Enter me. Enter me.
Macaque.
Unbelievable. Oh, wow. Calford gives another $150?
Yes.
So if that's, Monty ain't great at math, that's $140. We need $110.
Come on.
We need $110 to get to 1,000. That's all we need is $110. Trump is making his social platform a gambling hub. Yes, he is. He is going to, allegedly. Monty is definitely a 2-3 spot bump.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. Chad Perling, LA tops the latest rattiest city title. Seattle finished 17th, but the survey was done before the Monty Show moved west. There you go. My biggest issue in Seattle is this is a dog town. A lot of people have dogs. Pick up your dog's crap and stop smoking weed everywhere. Do you know how bad the weed stank in Seattle is? And I don't know how long I'll even live here. The day I leave Seattle, I will not miss the stank of weed. As much as I hated how many white people lived in Utah, I do hate the stank of weed.
Yeah, it's brutal.
You know, like it is.
Absolutely brutal.
It is absolutely brutal. $110 to go. Get on Venmo right now. Advocates donations. Get on Venmo. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Do it.
G. Weed smell is terrible in Orlando. Can't imagine Seattle, dude. Like you just walk down the pike. I'm going to a haunted house tonight in downtown Seattle. I guarantee you, it will stink like your mama. It is not good. TJ Beck, I think corruption has been everywhere, but now it seems easier to catch folks because of electronics, dude. Digital footprints. If you're not using WhatsApp, Jake won't use WhatsApp. He hates it.
I'm literally using it, dude.
Bros. Hey, bros. Dudes. Look what showed up in the mail the other night.
Okay, now you got to show it off. You got to explain this to people.
So I've been telling you guys that I am going to Paris for Christmas and New Year's. Get on Venmo. No, I'm kidding. Totally a joke. I wanted this bag, and I went to the Louis Vuitton store, and I think it's $2,100. Right? So, of course, I have the plug at the Vuitton factory in China. And I was like, okay. Well, what do you mean it's $21?
You meant $2,100.
No, $21. $21. I was like,
21.
She said $21, one off.
Can you do something for me?
What do you mean one off? And she said, the lady just replied to me, real deal. I was like, okay. So we started chatting, and I will show you why this is called a one-off. I don't know if you'll see this. I'm gonna zoom in again. So look at my nostrils, please. Let me see. Is that as far in as it'll go? No, it's got to go further.
Yeah, you ask yourself that a lot, huh?
Hey, baby.
Oh
okay,
my God, just like that. Oh.
Do you guys see where it says Louis Vuitton Paris?
Yes.
See how the Paris is crooked?
Yeah. It's not level.
That's the one-off.
Hey, if you guys ever had any questions about our camera quality, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, how about when you guys ask me, what do I spend my money on? This camera. Can you see how that Paris is crooked? That's what the one-off is. So here we are. But if you look at the other side, and again, I should probably zoom back in so you can see this.
You really should set a preset on the camera for zooming in.
Okay. How about right there?
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
Camera
that
3.
actually looks really good. Dude, the stash is
Preset
growing in,
2.
bro. The stash is growing in nice. It's working.
Anyway, but here it is, you guys. Here it is. Like you look at the God, it's so hard to navigate this. You look at that, like look at the hardware, you guys. Look at and I don't know if you can see the side of this right here. Louis Vuitton, like it's really nice. Like you look in the hard case. This is so you can keep your credit cards in there and stuff. You look on the inside, you see the stamp right there. Like
that's nice, bro.
Dude, it's legit. It is absolutely legit. And as somebody that knows a thing or two about Louis bags, one of the main things that you need the dust bag. You get that. You also need the Louis papers. And you need the Louis card. You get that. Right? Like it's the whole thing. Dude, you get it all. You absolutely get it all. And it's redonkulous to the point where we ordered 5 more bags. And I'm super stoked. I got the big Louis duffel bag.
TJ Beck has an important question though here, dude.
Okay.
Would that be classified as a man purse?
I don't know what it is. The reason I got it is
high-end
because
fanny pack.
It's definitely a high-end fanny pack. The reason I got it is because I don't want to carry my wallet and my phone in my pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you may imagine, there's a lot of less than scrupulous individuals rolling around. But I'm thrilled with it.
Yes, this is absolutely why he got the discount, because of the crooked letters.
Yes.
Which nobody else will ever see.
Because when I looked at it in the Louis store, this guy right here, this thing right here, the number one complaint about this bag is that, and this is on the authentic bag. You see how that Louis Vuitton logo is raised? It catches on things. And so people say it catches on pockets, jackets, and it gets ripped off. So one of the things I was looking for is, will that be on? And it's on there. It's a really nice piece. It is a really nice piece. The Rolo never showed up.
Damn.
The Rolex never showed up. And I'm incredibly disappointed because I'm a huge watch guy and I'm a huge Rolo guy. It never showed up. Never, ever showed up. And so it's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I bet it has a weed pouch. I don't know. I think I'm going to wear it to the open house tonight. I'll shock Mrs. Marty with it. And we'll see, because I'm meeting her there. Yeah, because of the crooked stamp Paris. There's always something. Like I used to have a Nike plug. When I worked at Fox Sports, I had a guy at Nike who would give me all the one-off stuff. And it was that the Nike logo was on the right chest. Or I got a pair of black Jordan 3s when they first came out. I got a pair of black Jordan 3s. The elephant print on the black Jordan 3 was not the correct print. So I got those for free, right? Like that happens with everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. Monty has that caterpillar sitting on his lip. It's looking good. I'm hoping it is a little thicker now that I knocked it down. So that advice I got on YouTube was perfect. But yeah, I love the bag, you guys. I love the bag. Jake, do we have any more donations?
Not that I've seen, no.
We're $110.
Dude, the Jordan section of the plug is a real problem, dude. It is.
Are you looking at it?
Oh, yes.
Well, I showed you guys. Wait,
yeah.
hang on. I showed you guys.
Bro, it's such a problem, dude. Like UNC 4s is such a problem, dude.
I showed you guys. Woo, don't die. I almost tripped over a light cable. I showed you guys that I got the Kobe's from the plug, right? And this undefeated lettering is too high on the heel cup. Do you see that? How it's in the heel cup there?
Yeah.
Right here. That's what's wrong with these. $60 for a shoe that you can't get anymore. And it's in perfect condition. I've worn it twice. Brand new, in perfect condition. $60.
Crazy,
because that print right there is too big and it's in the heel cup. It's wild to me. Who am I to ask? Who am I to question it?
Yeah.
Right?
Not asking questions, bro.
It is wild. You just have to know. And before anybody starts asking me, bro, I'm going to hit you on the DMs. Can I get the plug? No, you can't.
No, you can't, dude. Nope.
I am not encouraging you to do anything of this nature. You know.
Can't do it, bro. Brother.
But I will continue to share. I tried a different Rolo plug. Because I actually got a referral on the second Rolex plug. And as I told you, the Rolex is what's called a clone, what's called a super clone.
Right.
Because you don't get the official Rolex battery cover. Like, you know, on the back of a Rolex, how it's got the silver cover that's stamped with the crown. You don't get that on these. Because they don't put them on the one-offs at the Rolex factory. So you get a plain back.
Yes.
Which is how it's identified as a super clone. Because Rolex isn't stupid. They know what's happening.
And I think every manufacturer does, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's not hard. It's not hard to get this stuff. I'm not gonna enable you. Because I do have some moral pause about it. But, oh, yeah, Greg Hawkins. That's exactly right. Monty learning what us Asians have already known for the past 60 years.
No question about it.
There's entire markets in Asia that sell just these type of products. Yeah. And I learned about it. The first time I ever did something like this was when I was a manager at Foot Locker. And the first thing I ever did was get free Nike socks because they didn't, I want to say that it was something about the way they were stitched at the toe or something like that. My Nike rep,
I can get you a toe,
gave me free Nike socks because they were imperfect in my store. So the store that I managed was like the number 3 volume Foot Locker in the entire company. So I got free shit all the time from Nike. But he would, when the Nike rep had come through your store, when you're a high volume store, he comes through your store like once a month. And anytime there's a new Jordan being released, he would send me a pair. And he would give me he would call the store and say, hey, I have, we're releasing this new line of jackets. Would you like one? Yeah. Hey, great. Cool. And he would be like, but I really need you to sell this product. And he would say, like back in the day, it was their cotton basketball shorts. They didn't sell like the jersey ones. Everybody wanted the polyester cotton, the ones where you could reverse them. Bro, I cannot tell you. I probably sold 100,000 pairs of those shorts. And it got me Jordans. I will never forget the first pair. I want to say the first really cool shoe I ever got. And I should look. I want to say it was the first 11 I ever got. I wonder if I can find a picture of it.
We have more donations when you're done with this.
Thank you. And I think the first, I could be wrong. I think the Concord Air Jordan 11 was the first shoe where I wet myself to get it.
It's an incredible shoe.
And I will never forget when my Nike rep showed up with a size 15. And inside the box, I probably will go to hell for saying this. Inside the box was a printout of all of my sales of those shorts. And I will never forget, he drew a thumbs up on it. It was amazing. It was one of the greatest things ever. But yeah, that's how I got into this.
Yeah.
Imagine how many one-off products are in storage right now. Dude, it's incredible. I'm telling you, one-off, you don't want to buy knockoffs, right? Because I've bought knockoffs. They're just not very good. Like on these Kobe's, the knockoff Kobe's, the leather sucks. The pattern on the bottom of the shoe is wrong. Right? Like that splash pattern that you see there is proprietary to this shoe. And you'll notice like the different textures. You notice it. The leather on the Vuitton bag, like you notice it. So, Willie says, congrats, Monty. That will be a fantastic trip. Hope you put some photos on the show. Oh, we're gonna. All right, let's talk donations. We need $110. Let's see. What do we have? Calford again for $110. Bro, what is that? 2, 3, 4, 10 you gave today?
Yeah.
Bro, you're incredible. You're incredible. Maury gives $20. Maury Alvarez, appreciate you, dude. And that was our guy right there. So we made it.
Yes, we made it.
We made it $1,020 today. That's incredible. Who do we want to give a $100 Amazon gift card to?
Well,
Calford won't ever take it.
It's not Calford.
Calford will never take it.
Tom Dean said he didn't want it. So,
all right. Well, by default, we either go with, we probably should give it to James. James or Maury's got kids. Let's give it to Maury Alvarez. Maury Alvarez has kids. Maury works hard. He's got a beautiful family. Maury, we're going to send you a $100 Amazon gift card.
There you go.
You just made $80.
Nice job, dude.
Fantastic. All right, before we get out of here, because I do have to get out of here today. I'm going to save millennials and erectile dysfunction for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an update on the stove knob scandal. My life is very interesting. I freely admit this. You guys know I have some investment property, and owning property sounds glamorous. It's not glamorous.
I'm an investor.
Right? Like Jake and I have flipped houses and all the finished product's amazing. Yeah, but it's all the shit you eat during the process.
Yes.
So yesterday I told you we got notice that we were going to have to pay $756 to replace one stove knob. We went back and forth. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have my cleaning lady go and pick them up because I know a parts warehouse where I can get them. And then Mrs. Monty got involved. And that's where everything changed. Because today, at 1:45 in the afternoon, my property manager texts me and says, hey, Tim, let's put this whole thing to bed. I checked with our team about your stove knob repairs. I was told that this is included in your home warranty. There will be no charges, and we will not charge for labor. Sorry for any confusion. We appreciate your business.
I'm sure.
Now, never mind that it's my home warranty that I paid for. So never mind that. But she's trying. And she rented my house in an hour.
Right.
Okay, this particular house, she rented it in an hour. Appreciate that. But the very fact that we've had the fight to not pay, $800 for a stove knob is ridiculous.
A stove knob, bro.
Greg Hawkins, a AAA knockoff costs a little more than a one-off. AC knockoff costs about $2. I'm excited for this super clone. I'll be honest with you. I'm excited for it.
You should be.
A AA knockoff is a very good piece, frequently made in the same factory with the same materials. They also usually come with convincing serial numbers and packaging. Well, and that's what sold me on this Vuitton plug. She said that it is off she claims it is off the exact same line. And it is an error piece, is what she calls it. An error piece.
Yes.
Is what she calls it. And she said that they have an arrangement where they are able to get a certain percentage of those error pieces, which stocks their inventory. And from what it sounds like, and I wasn't going to pry into this lady's life, but what it sounds like is you wash my back, I'll wash your back.
Right.
Right. And so there's an exchange that happens. But Greg understands this process. The guy, he totally gets it.
Yes.
Yes, we donated $100 already. Absolutely. But Maury has a big family, and he well deserves it. Well deserves it. No question about it. What?
The next comment, Jay McClanahan.
You could have bought about 30 LV bags for one stove knob. Dude, you're not even joking. It's so ridiculous that they were trying to get me to do that.
Totally unacceptable, bro.
It's so ridiculous. And it's so frustrating because they're just trying to take advantage of you.
Yes.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yes.
It is. That's exactly what it felt like to me. So, okay. And then I have to go. Martin on TikTok.
Oh, God.
Longtime listener of your show. If I donate $1,000, will you give me a pair of Cubs tickets for the Cardinal series next year?
Dude, we're literally doing stories about LeBron gambling, and you're out here soliciting, corruption, bro.
The answer is no.
We're not doing quid pro quo here, bro.
Will you give me Cubs tickets if I donate $1,000? No.
How about you just donate a band to the cause because you have a band to donate to help feed people? Degenerates. Absolutely ridiculous, dude.
Martin actually lives in Utah, and I've golfed with him.
Yeah, whatever, bro. That's a ridiculous request, with all due respect.
He has told me 100 times, my dreams go to Wrigley Field, dude. He wants to take his son to Wrigley. I'm not going to.
Yeah, well, that's not happening through trying to bribe us with an advocate's donation.
He's not trying. Wow.
Well, but think about it. It's a ridiculous request, right?
Well, and this is what I said. If you got $1,000, why not donate that and buy Cubs tickets?
Yeah.
I said, donate $700 and buy Cubs tickets.
Yeah, like this isn't like the reason that annoys me is because the insinuation that you think that would ever be an option with us. Like, that's not happening, dude. Sorry. And no, I'm not. I don't have a problem upsetting you with it. That's not happening.
Yeah. Whirlpool wanted $115 for a replacement plastic veggie drawer. It's ridiculous. Those stupid drawers in refrigerators. If you break a shelf or a drawer in a refrigerator,
good luck.
It's so obscene.
Yeah.
So obscene. All right. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates. You guys, incredible day by you. Calford, TJ Beck. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. The 57,000 people who watched the show today, thank you. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. If you're watching off of YouTube, come over to YouTube. Search The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Football Friday tomorrow. Until then, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.